The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Conference Finals Tuesday, May 20th, 2025. This program starts now. Sports! Our wonderful, and tonight the Conference Finals begin for the NBA and the NHL. In the NHL, we got the Oilers and the Stars. The Oilers are last hope for a Canadian franchise to win the Stanley Cup for the first time in 2,000 years. Good luck to the Oilers alongside Connor McJesus and the boys. Oh, never mind. That is tomorrow. Tonight is Panthers and Hurricanes. We don't even get McJesus this evening. We get the Stanley Cup champion Panthers and the Hurricanes tonight, which is going to be amazing. Cannot wait to see the Caniacs show up 20,000 strong in Raleigh, and the Florida Panthers try to defend their Stanley Cup run after knocking out the Toronto Maple Leafs in devastating fashion, annihilating all of Toronto and basically every Canadian alongside of that ass beating. I got a chance to see the glorious Bob Roode last night at Monday Night Raw. He is a Maple Leafs fan. He is a proud Canadian. And his interaction with me was basically me walking up to him doing one of these and him going, I want to talk about it. I got to work right now. I think that's how a lot of Maple Leafs fans feel. This was supposed to be the year. This was going to be the run for the Maple Leafs, but instead, the reigning, defending, undisputed, shout out to Paul Heyman, Stanley Cup champions, the Florida Panthers, who add Marshy in the middle of the season, continue on an epic run of dynastic proportions. 9-year NFL vet Darius J. Butler has been a Florida Panthers fan since the very beginning. He loves the hockey. And right now he's in the middle of a run with Lordo that can only be described as spectacular. How do you feel going into the Caniacs, brother? They just knocked off a Capitals team that I don't think any of us expected the Capitals to potentially lose. Now, the Canes were favored in that particular match.
Heavily.
But heavily favored. And they certainly did their thing. But the Capitals, with Ovechkin, with the run that they were on, maybe we're going to have a magical run. And the Canes said, The Hurricanes may be built to go on a run this year. Are the Florida Panthers going to be scrappy enough? And tonight, are they going to get the dub? We asked Darius J. Butler.
I think so, of course. And I know you said you thought it was the Oilers' year. People believed in the Maple Leaf. But nah, it was these guys all along. I think we were going to repeat, especially with the trades that we made. The job that GM Bill Zito has done. Another GM was signed to an extension.
That was a knuckle pucker? Did you see that? I didn't know that was a knuckle. That was a little snap knuckle pucker.
Jonesy.
Top Chad.
That guy we traded for from Chicago. Obviously, Marshy coming over. I would be worried, if anything, the rest versus rust conversation you always have, because the Canes will be fresher. But I'm not worried about my guys at all. They're ready for this moment. Third year in a row, we're in the Eastern Conference Finals, and we kick off tonight. So I'm excited about it.
Oilers Stars will be tomorrow, obviously, as I was saying at the very beginning of this. And the NBA Timberwolves Thunder tip off the conference finals, obviously, for the Western Conference. This Oklahoma City team has been awesome all year. Best in the entire NBA all year long. They hadn't proven it, though, in the playoffs. Were they going to be able to take the next step and become a championship pedigree team? Is SGA, who's been spectacular, been phenomenal, been great at hoops, obviously, for this. Some people say he's a free throw merchant, but nonetheless, he has been great for this Oklahoma City team. Will they be able to get the job done in the playoffs? And then for the Minnesota Timberwolves, Ant's the next one. He's the face of the league. He's the next guy. Well, is he going to be able to go on an actual playoff run when all eyes are on the NBA? Yes, both of them have shown up. Now they're in the conference finals. Who's going to stop that guy? Okay? Who's going to stop Anthony Edwards?
Good question.
They're probably calling up the torture chamber. Lou Dort. That's their guy.
I got some dope
to take it down.
Listen, maybe. Okay, baby. Who's going to stop then Julius Randle? I mean, this team right here, the Minnesota Timberwolves, I don't think a lot of people are giving them any respect to go on a run. But then you watch him play, and it's like that guy's will to win and will to compete is one that is spectacular. And I know SGA is the exact same, and I know this OKC team's good. But this is like a sneaky, incredible matchup here. And I think what Ant is going to be able to draw from this Oklahoma City team and the way he's going to make them react and act, I think, in this is an advantage. I think the head game is always going to be, the mental game is always going to be in Anthony Edwards' corner.
Sure.
And I'm excited to watch this. Congrats to both of them making it to the conference finals. It's the future of the NBA being represented. Obviously, Ant, SGA, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton. Okay, these are 4 young stars that are about to carry the NBA for the next, 10, 15 years, all doing battle, and I think the NBA has got it right. Ratings are up. Ratings are high for the NBA. Ratings are high for the NHL. And also, news just came out, ratings are higher than it's ever been for the WNBA.
Yeah.
Congrats to Caitlin Clark.
That's right.
Nice.
It's crazy how it's always the Fever, seems like. Or it's a game that the Fever game is leading into.
Sure.
It's crazy how that works.
I mean, what are you going to do? Proof's in the pudding, kind
Get a girl out of Iowa
Exactly.
who can pull up from the state next door and light up an entire arena, every arena. And I think the reason why I feel obligated to talk about sport that I don't know enough about, okay, the WNBA.
Sure.
I don't know enough about it. I was never able to play it. Okay, I know it's a different style of basketball. I know it is a different sport. I watch the Fever games. I don't get a chance to watch many other games. What she has done for the business in Indianapolis, okay? I've gone to a couple Fever games we'll say BCC.
Okay.
Okay. Before Caitlin Clark. I went to a couple Fever games. Was lucky to go. Had a great team. Fever have had a great franchise, great team for a long time. Won,
2012.
Yeah, won, back at that. I got here 2009. So, the Fever, good program, great fan base. Okay, we're talking, maybe 7,000, 10,000 people at those games. In the middle of the week in Gamebridge Arena. Since she has arrived, every game that the Fever play in, that place is packed. That means local businesses are having a lot of uptick. What she has done for the Indianapolis economy in a league that I don't think has been known to be such a needle mover economically wise to the cities, it's worthy of respect. Now, granted, all last year she had to prove herself to, I'll say, the OGs of the WNBA. It's not going to be the same as it was in college. It's not going to be the same. Everybody gets talked about this whenever they're a rookie, yada, yada, yada. I think she has finally earned the respect and credibility of her peers, but the league knows. Every team she plays against knows. They're moving into bigger arenas so that they can sell more tickets. The WNBA is putting her into primetime locations because they understand what it is. And I think for the WNBA, they need to continue to capitalize off of her, and she's the right one. She is the right one. Great moxie, great personality, full dog. Full dog. She's been in that gym all off season.
Yeah.
Little clips will come out from the Fever of her just putting up 100 shots or whatever. It's all off season, all work for Caitlin Clark. We're lucky to have her here. WNBA is certainly lucky that she's there. They average either 2.5 million or 2.7 million.
One of the two.
The tweet said 2.5. The graphic said 2.7. And then it peaked at 3.1 million or something like that, which outdid...
Yeah, the Sunday Night Baseball, which was Mets-Yankees, and that was the best Sunday Night Baseball viewership they've gotten in 7 years. I think that was 2.4 million.
Okay, so I remember in the offseason, Angel Reese's podcast, they were talking about hey, we might hold out or something like that.
CBA, yeah.
Yeah, with the new CBA coming. Now, obviously, we are an athlete-led show that are coming from an athlete's side, sticking up for athletes more often than not. Also happen to be an okay business person. I think 10, 15 years from now, maybe 20 years from now, they'll look back at the business that this little doofus group here has done and say, oh, those dudes were probably 10 to 15 years ahead of everybody else. Respect business, love business. Been doing business since 5th grade when I was selling cigarettes for 50 cents. Sure. Okay? So I enjoy the activity. When you have a CBA, you're trying to negotiate a fair amount of money to employees from employer. That is what the goal is. When league is losing money, and you come out and say, we need more, it's just a bad look. You turn people off immediately. But there's an opportunity now with this particular season, with how things are going, especially with Caitlin getting as much. And by the way, you can be jealous or hate Caitlin, whatever you want, you should at least acknowledge that she has a chance to take us to the promised land now.
Yeah.
Like, if these numbers continue to be what they are, if Caitlin Clark and the WNBA continue to outrate these other sports, Disney, ESPN, TNT, you name it, these people are going to shed out bigger deals for the TV deals. Adam Silver, obviously, commissioner of the NBA, also the commissioner, I believe, of the WNBA, is a great businessman. He's got, $8 billion or something for the NBA whenever their ratings were allegedly in decline. It's like the WNBA has a chance to become a very profitable league. And I think they just need to acknowledge that it's the CC train that is going to take them there. And also the quality, the product, good.
Yeah.
Product is I don't know what it was like. Okay, I didn't follow everything. Once again, did go to some Fever games, BCC, enjoyed it and everything like that. But I think the sport's getting better. The eyes are getting larger. Younger kids, younger girls are watching because of her. And it's like, why not the WNBA taking a leap into becoming a profitable business for all parties, which is good for the players. So whenever you're talking about holding out and everything like that, I think you got to get to a point where there's money to be made. And then once the money is made, it's like, now we got a profitable business. Now we're running this shit. Now we don't have to do the 3-on-3. Now we don't have to worry about these other things because we see these contracts that they're signing. Caitlin Clark signed for the WNBA, and we're all offended by it.
Yeah, it's peanuts.
We're all offended by it because it's like 2 suites that are being sold for one game to come watch Caitlin Clark is her entire salary. It's like, that's not fair to Caitlin Clark at all. But I think Caitlin Clark sees the bigger picture, wants to leave WNBA better than whenever she got there. And obviously, I think Angel Reese is a part of this with how big her personality is and how well she's known. But it's like, just let's go. It's good for sports, the more eyes on all these things. And I think obviously, as a lot of girl dads in here, it's great that is where it's headed. But it just needs to be acknowledged by everybody that there is a driver behind it. And it happens to be a bucket from Iowa in Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, that's why I just like the argument is stupid. You know, like you can say whatever you want, but it's very obvious. And I think even the WNBA as like a whole, like their front league office, I guess if you will, like they might not publicly.
They have publicly though. They said, hey, all these games are primetime.
Yeah, exactly.
WNBA, all the Fever's games are primetime.
They got more primetime games than the Lakers had.
Yeah.
Definitely more than the Colts have.
Nationally.
Definitely more than the Pacers have.
Yep.
Legit. And she fills up a stadium in an arena more than anybody else. And I had somebody tweet me this the other day before we talked about Caitlin's debut. You better talk about the biggest star in Indianapolis this year or whatever. And it's like, I'm not good at talking about I don't know enough about the WNBA to talk about it, but I do know enough about business. I do know enough about a superstar, and Caitlin Clark is both of those things, and she has the work ethic to back it up. Like, this isn't just going to be a flash in the pan. This is going to be for the foreseeable future because of how hard she works. And here in Indianapolis, how gettable it is, like get-toable it is in Indy. She's drawing Ohio. She's drawing Kentucky. She's drawing Illinois, Michigan. You got people traveling to Iowa. I mean, Iowa's even traveling over. You got people traveling to come watch here in Indiana, and then every other arena is the same damn thing. She has home games in every arena she goes to, and it's a wonderful thing. It is a great thing for sports, and it does feel like more and more people are starting to understand. Like WNBA, definitely, to your point, more primetime games. They get it.
Yeah.
Some of the pundits might not be there yet because I think they're OGs around the league. Don't just want to just hand over a torch to a young buck that's coming in. I understand that completely. But it's like at some point, if you were to rally around this and everybody was kind of like to promote this, it's like then your league potentially becomes, and the numbers are saying now the first weekend we're in a good spot for the WNBA.
Yeah, and hopefully like all the other stuff doesn't fall on deaf ears and like everybody kind of acknowledges it too. I think it will help like the college game, building stars there as well, like a Juju Watkins, but even the discourse around the WNBA. Like there were a few guys yesterday on the internet talking about it, and it just brings more light to the game in general, I feel like, and also hammers home the point like, hey, let's focus on the basketball instead of all the other, BS that can come with sports in general, let alone just the WNBA, just every sport.
So this is a sport coming into, I know the league's been around a long time. A lot of great work by a lot of people to have that league for a long time. I'm not saying that isn't the case.
It takes time to get
boom. But now it's like you're becoming a league, like a big time prominent
young
draw.
in comparison,
Yeah, and there's going to be some, it's a transition that everybody is going to have to deal with. Whenever you get more eyes on you, obviously you're going to get more hate. So we've learned this.
LeBron.
Bingo. The bigger you get, the more people that like you assume. Okay, that is kind of how it goes. But also, just natural human interaction is there's going to be more people that hate you as well. I said this the other, maybe last week, and I got the quote from Kirk Herbstreit whenever I was going through some shit in the college football world. He's like, hey, the higher you climb the mountain, the windier it's going to get. Like that is kind of how it goes. The more popular, the bigger you get, there's going to be more eyes. More people are going to like you. More people are going to hate you. And I think the WNBA is currently experiencing that. I think there's a lot of people that are experiencing for the first time an entire arena potentially hating them. That has happened in many massive leagues in the past. Yeah. But now the WNBA is starting to experience that. So I think there is a little transition here. Everybody kind of has to get used to it. And then once they do that, it's like, let's roll with this thing because Caitlin's going to play for a long time. Yeah. Angel's hopefully going to be able to play for a long time. There's young superstars coming out of women's college hoops that are going to be able to carry some things. It's like they got a real shit here. They got a real opportunity here, I think. And I hope they seize it. I legitimately hope they seize it. And I'm happy that Indianapolis is in the dead center of it. Love hoops. Love hosting people. And Caitlin Clark has brought a lot to our city. And to your point, Ty, and yours, D-Butt, 41 of the 44 games are on national television.
Exactly.
They're on ION Network last year, and it was like the third highest rated WNBA game that they had all season. Most national TV games for a single team in WNBA history, most national TV games in franchise history. It's like, well, obviously the second one would lead to the third one there, but I like that we're just putting every single stat that we have out there. But it's a real deal. They are a draw. And whenever you have a draw, you have to understand that it's a draw, and you have to take advantage of that. And the WNBA is doing that. Shout out to them for doing good business. It'll be good for everybody.
And you mentioned like the league being around for a while, and now it's approaching like a new stratosphere. And I feel like this is almost like with the Saudi leagues that are happening, like the Saudi soccer leagues and like LIV, like the era that those leagues are in right now. They're kind of trying to get to where the WNBA is now, where like everybody is bought in. The league is very established, and now everyone wants to have eyes on it versus before where like maybe it wasn't as popular. The things that were going on with other sports might have been, even better. And now that they have a Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and, Paige
Asia and Kelsey and like there's superstars. They got a lot of stars around.
Yeah, and that's
but Caitlin is the supernova.
Yeah, and that's what what these other leagues have been trying to look for. These new leagues that are forming, like they're trying to poach massive superstars because they know that what comes with superstars are ratings and eyes. And that is what is happening with Caitlin Clark. And it's happening with other people in the league as well, but never to the scale of Caitlin Clark. And if we can say the proof's in the pudding, but there's legitimate numbers that you can compare to each other that show you the scoreboard.
Everything for ratings is going down except for football, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Basically. Live television ratings basically either stagnant or going down.
Yeah.
WNBA is having that's a massive deal.
Huge uptick.
Like, I assume in their front office, in the executives, which I think they share offices with the NBA, which is a little bit different than LIV because they do have a brother relationship with the NBA. So there is always like deals that are being kind of encompassing all of it. But watching them kind of do their thing and have their thing, and Caitlin being at the middle of it, and Indianapolis being in the middle of it, is a beautiful thing for us. And it might be parade season around here.
Yeah.
Basketball might become parade season.
Yeah.
Don't look now. Everybody on Get Up picked the Knicks.
Oh, yeah.
And if we've seen anything out of these ESPN predictions.
0 for 22 in the second round in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone picked the Celtics and the Cavs.
0 for 22, brother.
Yeah.
Damn, nobody wanted
0% from the field. Now granted, Knicks, Celtics are ranked champs. We get it. Going to be tough. Cavs, number one team in the East. Sure. Pacers, who are they? Well, if you did a little research, Pacers are the hottest team in the NBA outside of OKC since January. We've been banging that drum literally since January, I think, strictly because I talked to Tyrese and talked to the boys, and I go, hey, am I allowed to talk shit about you guys on my show, or am I going to look like an asshole? And they go, we got a good team. We are finding it right now. Post All-Star break. Tyrese didn't make the All-Star game. Won a gold medal, has been an All-Star multiple times, is the franchise player for the Indiana Pacers. Pascal Siakam made All-Star game. Tyrese did not. Bad first half of the year. Post All-Star break, Tyrese found his shit, Pacers found their shit, and they've been running. And everybody gets hurt against the Pacers.
Yeah.
Everybody gets hurt. Oh, they're playing against hurt teams. That's because they run their asses out of the gym. They will run you out of the gym. That is the style that they play. Everybody talks about how lucky they get. It's like, what if the style that they play is actually a part of their strategy in making you not be able to keep up. They're in great shape. They're seemingly more healthy than they were last year. They're confident. They're mature. They've been here before last year with this entire thing. And them taking on the Knicks, especially with the history of the Pacers-Knicks rivalry, beautiful thing for basketball. Whenever we talk about these sports right now, we got McJesus playing in the NHL.
Rematch there.
He's the next star.
With the Stars,
yeah,
too.
boom.
That's a rematch.
That's huge. The NHL loves that McJesus is still around right now in the conference finals. You got the reigning champs with an added heel in Marshy to their team. That's great for the NHL. The Caniacs, 20,000 strong in that arena. They don't get nearly enough love. And then you go to basketball, it's like Anthony Edwards is must watch, both on the court and off the court. SGA and that Oklahoma City team is like a college environment down there in Oklahoma City.
League MVP, yeah.
Yeah, and then Pacers, Knicks. Like right now, sports are throwing 100 on the paint.
Yeah.
Like it is.
Indy 500s this week.
Indy 500's happening this weekend. Going to be outrageous.
Don't forget about Monaco.
F1 Monaco, of course.
So that's their worst race, right? That's F1's worst race?
Yes.
And you guys happen to have it on the same day as the best race in the world, in the Indy 500? That's a tough look for
Pretty
F1.
accurate.
Yeah, it's easy to compare too, remember? Because, F1's in the morning, so you can watch that poop.
Wake up, go back to sleep while watching. Holy shit, are these guys racing or driving around town?
Yeah.
And, those are really expensive cars following single file. Holy shit. And then you wake up and the Indy 500 is 235 miles an hour, brother.
Partying in the middle.
Slingshot. 350,000 people. Sold out 109th. That might be 400,000 people there.
Yeah, maybe more.
Some guy tweeted today that 1 in every 1,100 people in the United States will be in Indianapolis on Sunday.
Traffic's going to be great. Getting in and out of there is certainly fun. Can't wait for all of us to do that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go to that.
Every single one of us.
We're
Every
definitely going to
year.
be there.
I mean,
I'll be in Monaco, sorry.
Safe travels, dude.
That would be the cooler one to go.
Safe travels. And the NFL is obviously happening all the time. Football is obviously lingering. Not just because ex-football guys battle each other on social media, okay?
Who?
We got enough enemies, boys.
Yeah.
We got enough enemies, okay? We could disagree. We don't need to be disgusted with each other, okay? There's enough people that hate us,
Put the sword
okay, in this
down.
sports media world. Ex-athletes. There's enough. With that being said, good luck to all parties.
Yeah.
I don't know how you had that one. That one got real loud, real big. I came out on Monday Night Raw, looked at my phone. Holy shit. Everybody hates each other all the time. We learned a lot. Hopefully we can shake their hands. Yeah, it didn't sound like it. None of it. And then there was a third. It became a triple threat match on the internet.
Hey, huge on
We're pulling.
City Street Fight.
Yeah, we're pulling for everybody. Hey, boys, enough people hate us, okay? Enough people hate us. But also, you got to do what you got to do. Good luck.
Good luck. We'll get it.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who is an Emmy Award-winning NFL pundit, insider, and analyst. He should maybe win an award for the Draft Spectacular, his performance in the Draft Cave alongside one half of the Hammer, Dahn, Cowboys, AP Tone. He won't.
No.
Should, though.
Should, though. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Schrager.
Yeah,
What's up, Schrags?
What's up, man? Awesome opening segment. I live in New York City, obviously, so there's a Knicks fan perspective here on all you're saying, and I guess there's nothing but respect for this Pacers team. Like, we watched the first two rounds, you guys wiping out those two teams, and I just can't wait for the series. I grew up in the 90s when it was Reggie and Starks and Anthony Mason, and you guys had Dale Davis and Antonio Davis. So, this is a celebration of basketball. There's no ill will right now, and especially as much as you want to make the Halliburton, Brunson thing, they're both dogs, and they both bring it every game. I cannot wait for this series, Pat.
Yeah, they have a great rivalry because they know each other very well. Obviously.
Yeah, friends.
They're friends with each other off, but on the court, both. Hey, there can only be one of us here.
Yeah.
And I like that Tyrese has that mindset, and I love that Jalen Brunson has that mindset. It's perfect timing, and it's great for the NBA. You guys say you have nothing but respect. Why'd you guys treat our guy Hans like that?
Yeah.
Why'd you treat a New York firefighter Hans like that, Schrags?
Schrags
Why'd you do that, Schrags? You were in that. I saw Schrags was in. Yeah, that was your trash bag, wasn't it?
Hans.
Messed up.
I love how Hans handled this, first of all. I appreciate that Tyrese Halliburton is flying him out here to the game. Saw a lot of people on the internet go, Hans just worked Tyrese Halliburton into some tickets. Did this on purpose. did this entire thing. I'm
Really?
like,
Hans was an industry plant.
that's what they said. That's what people on the internet were saying. That was the only negative is like, Hans worked this entire thing. I'm like,
And it's not like Hans was an accountant or a marketing guy. Of course, Hans is a firefighter, like a volunteer firefighter. Yes, of course, Hans is a firefighter. Of course.
He's a hero. Yes, of course. The Indiana Pacer representative in that entire thing is the hero. And yeah, I'm excited for this. And I think it's going to be fantastic. I think Pacers in 5 probably. Maybe 6. Maybe 6. If the boys.
You guys are so deep. You're so deep. Like,
dude.
I watched that Cavs series.
We run.
I know. It's like
boys.
40 minutes of hell. Nolan Richardson and like Carlisle's such a good coach. So, you don't know who's going to kill you. It's Mathurin one time. It's Nemhart another time. Like, you guys are solid. I just feel like this is the Knicks year, man.
Okay, I saw. Put that get up. Put the get up prediction up there. So when you're up there, you guys have a little pre-production meeting, and you go, Marcus, you picking Knicks? Yeah. Okay. Bart, obviously, you're picking the Knicks? Yeah. Hey, Alan Hahn. I know who you are. Are you picking the Knicks?
Works for MSG.
And works for. Yeah. And then you go, well, I'm king of New York. I got to pick the Knicks. And nobody goes, this is probably not good with how things are going. Was there ever a thought of that, or are you worried about this happening?
Not one person is like, actually, if TJ McConnell gets in the right system at the right time, and there was none of that. No, it was Knicks. And I'm like, guys, that's a horrible graphic. We don't want that out there. And then again, all right, I'm not going to be the one who's going to back off the Knicks. I've been supporting the Knicks since I was a kid. I had a Derek Harper jersey as a kid. Like, I'm not the one to not do it. So if one of those guys wanted to, fine. But I work in the NFL, and I know all too well when you see Chiefs, you're going to get lambasted when it doesn't work out.
Yeah, the Eagles are going to win by 30 in the Super Bowl. All right, Schrags, let's talk about the NFL. League meetings happening today. Votes happening tomorrow morning on a lot of things. Feels like the flag football thing is going to be a yes. Darius Butler and I both had our kind of skepticism about whether or not the owners were going to let these multiple $100 million players play in an Olympics that could basically just jeopardize an NFL season so they can win a gold medal. From what we were told, and I assume you know more about this, Jerry Jones was in there saying, we need our best shit out there. If we're going to showcase this game to the globe, the Olympics is where we need our fucking guys. So we're going to put our boys into the Olympics. And allegedly Roger Goodell's behind it as well for the same exact reason, showcasing the game. And I mentioned this yesterday, and I think it does need to be stated again. The NHL at a time didn't allow their players to play in the Olympics. This is post-lockout. They were trying to come back. I, as a hockey fan, growing up in Hockey Town, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, thought it was the dumbest decision of all time. TJ Yoshi, we all remember him in the shootout whenever he was going after it. We all remember watching, obviously, Herb Brooks, you go all the way back then, and even though that was juniors, that was not professional players. A lot of people that aren't hockey fans are watching the Olympics, so they should see the best players on earth, so maybe they fall in love with the sport of hockey. I thought that was a short-sighted decision by the NHL owners. They have since changed that. Thought the NFL was already big enough they weren't going to do that. What is your lean? What is your thoughts? We're hearing one player per team can participate. How do you feel this goes? And America wins by what, 3,000 in every game?
Correct.
That's the thing. I've had a really wild 24 hours on this one because I came on Get Up yesterday and I was like, I don't want to see Tyreek Hill get hurt against Latvia. Like, I'm not looking to, like, I don't need Zay Flowers to get injured against Turks and Caicos and then we don't have him all season in the NFL. And I got pushback from people both on the league side and on the players side. The union and the league both want this, and I think the owners do as well. You have to understand, the NFL, as far as league initiatives, two major ones are international and flag football. This marries the two. It is a bonanza of what this could be as far as expansion and growth goes. And if you go back to the Dream Team in '92, they got to Barcelona, and yes, they won, and they ran over everyone, and it was a wonderful celebration, and that was that. But the next generation of players, not only in youth, but also in college and NBA, there was a whole generation that looked to that 92 Dream Team and what the games brought as far as a global expansion. That's what they're hoping this could be in 2028 in LA. I think it passes. I think it passes today. I think it is that much of a slam dunk. And I've had so many people come back to me after my comments yesterday being like, don't be flippant about this. This matters. And they're hoping that this can really expand flag football and bring a next generation internationally of football fans saying, hey, I could compete in the Olympics someday. I might not be able to do it in tackle, but I can do it both men and women's. As far as the teams go, it is one player per NFL team per country. But if you're the Eagles, you might have Jalen Hurts as quarterback of USA. You might have Jordan Mailata on the team representing Australia
as quarterback.
And you have, who knows what position? He could play something.
Wide
but
receiver.
the hope is eventually it's not just going to be American players in the NFL, and that this could help lead to a great expansion of international players who grew up saying, I remember watching LA 2028 and my country, we competed against the US and I've always thought I can get there in myself through flag football.
Yeah, and also we've got to talk about the academies that have already started in other countries and, American football academies, I think in Germany, I think there's one in Denmark, I think there's some in Spain. I think there's a lot of these countries have these academies, and flag football is obviously what they're teaching, the basics for at the lower level. And to your point about maybe I can't, fly around and hit somebody. Maybe I can't afford pads. Maybe we don't have a
no doubt
production of pads where I come from. This sport is potentially something that I can compete in. I'm happy to hear that the NFL owners and the players are thinking from a broader sense in this entire thing. This is good for the sport as we continue to try to grow it.
You nailed it. You can drop a basketball on any pavement in the world and you can get kids playing 3-on-3. You could drop a soccer ball or a football in any soccer pitch in the world and you can get that. You can't do that with American football, tackle football the way it is. You need the pads, you need the cleats, you need the goalposts, but you can do flag anywhere. And you can drop a flag football and you can play with men, you can play with women, you can play all ages. And I think the NFL's been really pushing this, and they've been pushing hard to get this being a high school sport on the women's side, especially varsity flag football.
I was in a commercial pushing that thing. Legit, that was like a big narrative, and I'm like, I love this thought, mostly from a selfish reason. Like my daughter, I think she's from the way she's running right now, she's got some good wiggle.
Here we go.
I think her flags are going to be tough. And then you think about if it becomes a state sport in every single state, a sanctioned sport in every single state, then you start thinking about college opportunity. Then, I like this. I love this. I hope it happens.
I played flag on like a college fraternity team, and we got run around by like guys who are half our size who just had to play. It's a different sport. It's a totally different sport. And I think there's also this incredible deal where there's like a U.S. men's team, and the guy's name is like Hoosh Doucette, and they're like, no. The NFL shouldn't get like, we're the guys who are the best. So this could be interesting to see like who represents. And Hoosh, I love you, but if Kyler Murray wants to play on the Olympic team, I don't think Hoosh has a long shelf life. I do honestly feel that.
Well, he said that he was burying Patrick Mahomes in flag football because he knows the rules. Here's his quote you're talking about.
At the end of the day, I feel like I'm better than Patrick Mahomes because of my IQ of the game. I know he's right now the best in the league. I know he's more accurate. I know he has all these intangibles. But when it comes to flag football, I feel like I know more than him.
And I can respect that because it is a different sport. It is. And also the moves are different, but just feels like something Patrick probably could learn.
Sure.
Yeah, I think you give him a week or two. I think he could probably learn the ins and outs of what's probably good. Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
As a flag football quarterback or any position is crazy to think. Tyreek Hill. Kyler Murray. Yeah, I mean, you just start listing off these names, and it's like, who's gonna, and the move is that dip. The move is the dip. It's not really, obviously this is a big one, but the dip move is the one that we saw out of the men's NFL flag football tournament that they had for like $1 million happening here in Indianapolis. I think we went and watched it live. I think they could figure out the dip move too. Like I just, for some reason, I just think the NFL guys could probably figure it out. Hopefully we get a chance to watch.
I don't think we're going to have to employ the dip move a whole lot. I think we're going to be able to tell our guys on the outside, hey, just fucking burn that guy. And Mahomes or shit.
What is it, like 7 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi?
Something like that.
No, I think that's standard flag. I think it is pretty quick off the bat because we were watching it yesterday. The Titans were playing the Steelers on the field on ESPN2. Not the actual teams, but in like kids representing those areas in the country, and it's pretty snap to rush. Well,
that's what I'm saying. Lamar, though,
there you go.
Tyler just doing one of these numbers here. There might be a guy. No offense, if I say your country right now, I am just saying.
I said Latvia. I've already been banned from the country forever, so you go ahead. Say whatever country you want.
Okay, so there's going to be a Chinese flag football player who might puke from chasing down just one play from Lamar. It might fall on his face 3 times. There's a chance that takes place. That's good for the sport. I can't wait to watch it. Congrats to us winning another gold medal. We need them.
Yeah, we do.
We need them.
We do.
I don't like this arrogance, Pat. I don't like that we're.
Brother, you've never heard me talk about the Olympics.
Put the graphic up.
We got to work.
Hey,
we got to at least put the work in. We can't just show up.
What happens with the U.S.?
We do, but we play the fucking sport our whole life. We put the work in. Yeah.
Head start.
If America doesn't win this,
the hay is in the barn.
move.
It's same with basketball.
I'm moving out of the country.
To where?
Whatever country we lose to?
Whatever.
No, wait, we got to see what that country is.
Puerto Rico.
Great place, still a part of America. I don't know if how that whole thing works.
Oh.
It's
weird.
It's
They have an Olympics game?
Territory.
It's territory, and I said because you only need a driver's license to go there.
Sure.
You don't need a passport.
nice.
So I don't really know what the rules are. But I said I love that America has this relationship with Puerto Rico, and everybody said, "You American asshole, that's not how it goes." It's like, all right. I showed my driver's license from Indiana, and they said I'm good.
They're in the Olympics.
Puerto Rico is?
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay, Puerto Rico. I need Puerto Rico. If anybody's winning, it's either the United States of America, which if we don't win by 50 every game, I am going to be disgusted.
Could be some tough teams in there.
Canada is not playing.
What do you mean?
I mean,
You guys don't have a team, do you?
We won 3 straight of that other tournament, haven't we?
That was against D-Bone.
Yeah,
Hey,
signed to
we're
play.
ready
I
for it.
forgot. I completely forgot about it.
Japan, too.
When Curtis Rourke is their quarterback, he's slinging it around out there.
Kid Canada?
Kid Canada might
3
be.
years is a long time. Some of these countries could get a lot better.
Yeah, well, what happens when Kid Canada drops back and Fred Warner was rushing the passer? Then what?
All right. I just would like all the NFL guys to know that Schrags is disrespecting them.
Yep.
Everybody in here is kind of disrespecting them.
Whoa,
I'm the only one that has faith. And Schrags, have you
I
ever...
got faith.
Yeah, what are you talking
Just
about?
to be on record, I got
yeah.
The Canadian team will be loaded with NFL players as well.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
It's 4 Dons. How many Dons is it? You only play
Canadians
CFL
all over
rules?
the NFL, brother.
The skill positions are just going to absolutely.
Kid Canada to Mapletron, that might be
That's what I'm saying,
that
dude.
might be a pretty
Don't
formidable
sleep on us.
I didn't even think about that. But who's our DBs?
All of them.
We got Patrick Surtain,
Yeah.
Yep, he's one of them.
Lock-in Don. And then who's on the other side, probably?
Christian Gonzalez.
Stingley? Derek Stingley and Patrick Surtain. Okay, good luck, Mapletron. Okay. This guy, are you allowed to jam in this thing?
Oh, yeah.
No clue. Trace probably knows the rules.
Trace, are we allowed to jam in this thing? There might be a country that doesn't get off the line.
I think it's quarterback, 2 wide receivers, a running back, and then you have 1 offensive lineman, which I would think is Penei Sewell, just drilling everybody across the field and just running up and down.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's what I would think.
Yeah. Schrags, I don't like the way you talked about my arrogance because that clearly means you have not watched us during any Olympics. I'm expecting
I do.
I'm expecting us to win everything. And handball. We should win that. We should win handball.
We still should.
Breakdancing.
Speed walk. Yeah. What Australia did to breakdancing still should be talking about a little bit more.
Breakdance is going to make its way back.
Yeah, I think
Ray gun.
Whoa. Hey, you said that on me. I didn't. I didn't say any names there. Okay, I don't know if that matters, but he. Let's move along.
I don't even know what that is.
We're getting a gold
I thought that was her
medal.
name. I don't know.
2 gold medals, especially our women. I watched those high school girls all Pro Bowl weekend.
Yeah, Brazil's got some dogs.
Mexico as well.
We got beat up.
Diana Flores, she's the best, and she's Mexico, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm telling you, it's
I
not
met
a
her
given.
too. I think.
Yeah, you did. Mexico has some dogs. I believe Mexico won the U16 or U18 World Championships last year.
Yeah, but we're talking about the adults here. We're talking about.
You're right.
They say the kids game.
You know, that's a word we're talking about.
That's a good point.
Anyway, so that's 2 gold medals that I know America is going to get.
Yep.
And I like that.
It's only one team I'm worried about.
Who? For men?
Proper name. Asian Pacific Americans.
Oh, okay.
Team Moose.
No, what's that?
We got Tua, Polka.
The Hawaii. What are you talking about?
Part of the
That's the United States of
That would
America.
be the same as Puerto Rico has a team, right?
Well, yeah. But that,
No, Hawaii's a state.
Hawaii's a state territory.
Hawaii's a state. Hawaii's a state.
one of
That's
50.
territory. Hawaii's a state.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It's all right. You should go to Hawaii. You ever been?
No, too far.
They might be able to represent Samoa, though.
No. What are we talking about? The Oosies are in fucking America. What are we even talking about?
Team Oos would
Samoa?
be sweet.
New
Way out.
Zealand.
Way out, dude.
Luca was born in Vegas. Okay?
Way out.
Okay.
Dude, I've been to Hawaii. I've been to Hawaii. Very
that's-
lucky to
that's
go to
the spot.
Hawaii. always dreamt of going to Hawaii as a kid, especially because I watched Pro Bowl back when the Pro Bowl was great.
Sure.
Okay, everybody watched that. This place seems like a dreamland. Wife and I go out there. You get on your maps, and you just do a little couple of these, zoom out. Boy, you're fucking way out there.
Yeah.
In a tiny little, it gets a little nerve-wracking. You got to zoom back in real quick and be like, where's the land? That is the perfect place. Hawaii is the perfect place. All the islands have their own. It's amazing, but they're a part of us, brother.
Okay.
Jesus.
D-But, did you not know Hawaii was a state?
What happened?
Yeah, I knew that. Come on, man.
You're from a military family.
Yeah.
That's just because I am majority Italian. I don't think I could play for the Olympics for Italy.
You could if you got citizenship.
Yeah, especially because you haven't played for an Olympic team yet, right? Isn't that part of the thing? If you've already been on an
You guys are being very, very.
Didn't Cat play for Puerto Rico?
Yeah, and plus Tony.
Or DR?
If Tony showers in spaghetti, they just give him.
All right, let's move along. I don't know if that's how the Italians work. I don't know. Shregs might know a little bit more about that. Anyways, we're winning a gold medal in both flag football things. And Shregs, I don't want to hear any negativity about any sport. If it's speed walking, the dancing stuff with the thing, all of them, we want to win.
Learn.
Yes.
Hey, I bleed America, Pat. I'm with you, buddy. Let's go.
Exactly.
Like that.
That is what we're
Thank you,
talking about. Thank you, Shregs. Other countries are good.
Well,
I just don't live here. So,
Well, they're not as good as us.
Yeah, not all of them.
especially not in flag football.
Yeah, exactly.
Jerry Jones said, we want to win by 100, don't we? We want to fucking hang 3 triple digits on these teams.
who's covered Jamar Chase?
Who's covering Tyreek?
Bingo.
I
Justin
don't know if
Jefferson.
Tyreek's going to make the team, though. I am a little bit worried
Who's
about
covering Jameer Gibbs?
Bingo.
Oh, my God.
No one.
I mean, there's some,
Maybe the Lions have a good year this year, maybe.
I think we're going to win the Super Bowl.
Well, you say he wants Penei Sewell. Guess what?
One player per team.
Jameer Gibbs ain't making the team.
Who's the coach of that team? Us? Who is? We're not letting that USA football group do this, right?
No, we
they
don't
embarrassed
get
the entire country.
I think it should be Dan Campbell with an American flag tank top on the
Hell
entire
yeah.
time.
Yeah, I like that.
or Kid Rock.
Yeah, and a cigarette.
Well, Kid Rock halftime every game.
Yeah,
What
but
about
he
Vrabes?
could just be.
Braves D coordinator.
He's definitely American, but MCD's
Vrabel ain't a coordinator.
from Texas.
Can I give a suggestion?
Maybe.
Why don't we bring out of retirement Bruce Arians represents the U.S. and he's our
not
coach.
bad.
I would
Love
love
that.
I would love
Like
Bruce.
BA.
That'd be pretty good.
Like BA.
What about Tuna?
Bill Parcells making an appearance wouldn't be bad.
By the way,
I don't know if
Penei
Belichick's going to go. He loves America, though. That would be something that Belichick would
Oh,
say.
it's got to be Bill.
He's got
Does?
bigger plans. By the way,
we
Penei Sewell is
Congratulations, by the way, we heard.
Maybe.
Penei Sewell's
Congrats,
American. He's from America Samoa.
I'm not saying it, but allegedly. What'd you say?
To D-But's point, Penei Sewell was born in America Samoa, so I think he's probably be on that team.
Dude, we should have like the Secretary of State be the friggin' head.
I don't know who that is, but I do know that Dan Campbell and Kid Rock are wearing American flag tank
Bingo.
tops, and there's a chance that is leading the boys.
I didn't see
That's
that
AI.
yet.
Yeah.
That's AI.
What?
That's AI.
That's not real? I thought they were preparing.
Does he have
MCDC
does he
got
have
a nose
sunblock
job.
on his nose?
Grocko batted at 500.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to read. You got to read.
Yeah, sometimes the hands are screwed up.
Yeah,
That's our
sometimes they
coaching
get the,
staff.
That's America, baby. We're winning the gold. You don't think we're winning the gold? Ball with the ball, the bang, the dang, diggy, 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 set the boogie, set up, jump the boogie. Every halftime.
Yeah.
Boys are ready to go. Congrats to us. And sucks to be you, other countries.
Yeah.
Flag football is ours
Sorry.
forever. Now let's get back to the league meetings. Flag football is in.
Yes.
Okay. Tone has a question for you about your thoughts on one of the rules potentially being changed.
Yeah, Shregs, I heard you make a good point this morning on the Lions' proposal of the playoffs being seeded just by record and not by division winner, and brought up the point that not all division schedules are created equal. Let's say like for the Steelers this year, they have to play the NFC North. The Patriots have to play the NFC South. Those two divisions, those two schedules are not created equal. So in that case, I believe you brought up last year that the NFC North had to play the AFC South or the NFC South or whatever, and all three NFC South North teams, made the playoffs. So in that situation, you think that's why this won't get passed?
Yeah, I think there's enough voices pointing to that, saying that all schedules are not created equal, so the wins are not going to be weighted the same. And what I said today on Get Up, and I'll say again here, is NFC North, their NFC division opponent last year was the NFC South. They ran roughshod off. They beat them all. And then they went to the playoffs, and the Lions, the Packers, and the Vikings all lost in the first round when they played other playoff teams. Of course, the NFC South was not loaded with playoff teams last year. They just had one with Tampa Bay. And that's going to be the case a lot of times. The other argument is Every year, this time of the year, May, a fan or an owner can look to their team and say, we got a 1 in 4 chance of hosting a playoff game. When the Lions hosted that playoff game 2 years ago, and Mike Tirico was on the call, and the Rams came in, and Eminem did the opening, like, that's an amazing moment for a city. The Browns have not hosted a playoff game since 1995. The Jets since 2003. The Raiders have been to Oakland and then now Vegas since 2003. Like, to take that away because, well, the Jaguars won an extra game or the Dolphins won an extra game out of division, I just don't think there's enough juice right now, and there's enough passionate people within the NFL. So as much as this was tabled and there's been arguments made that the Vikings got screwed last year, I just don't see it getting passed over the next 2 days because of the way the schedule makers have the schedule done with the two different divisions, and also the fact that the owners like the ability to maybe say, we hosted a playoff game. Every single year they have a chance of doing that.
And also the fact that the playoff ratings are through the roof. Why would we?
Yeah, like, why change?
Yeah, exactly. So that was our original take. And then there started to be a little, well, if they're under 500, and did they earn it? And it was like, oh, maybe there is an argument to be made. And with how loud it's gotten, it's like, well, maybe in the room where it happens in the voting that they are actually considering this. This feels like one they table for anotother year. This feels like
I think so. I would add that week 17 and 18 last year, there were some dogs on the schedule of two teams that weren't relevant, or one team that maybe had a playoff spot already secured and they didn't really care about the seeding. This would change that. This would say, hey, you need to be finishing in the top 3 for wins if you want one of those home games, and that would keep everyone competitive to week 18. But I don't know if there's enough energy in the room to make that happen.
In the room where it happened. I want to be in the room where it happens.
Right. Hamilton.
Super cultured. Look at us. Look at us.
Huh? Do it.
No big
Broadway.
deal. Yeah. I love Broadway, actually. I don't mind those live shows.
Oh, yeah. Lion King?
Yeah. Wife and I, if we're ever in New York, we'll go. We will go to as many as we possibly can. I love the weird microphone things on the foreheads, too, because they change costumes, and it's like kind of sticking down. And every once in a while, you can see who's the big sweater, who's not a sweater, because that thing's popping straight out through their hair, still picking up their voices, though, somehow perfectly.
What was the last show you saw?
Oh, I think it was Jay Sudd was doing, what's that, Robin Williams?
Dead Poets Society.
Dead Poets Society. It was off Broadway. Jay Sudd was doing Dead Poets Society in a small little theater. Jay Sudd at one point was next to us in the stands, in the stairs, while doing it. Got a chance to meet him afterwards. Said, wow, you did incredible. You did absolutely. I just like watching people do their shit, whatever their shit is.
It's the best in the world. The best in the world are doing it every night, and they do it 8 times a week. So they do the matinee performance also. Like, I'm always amazed. I live in New York. We try to go. But the Tonys are June 2nd. Like, Pat, I want to go to the Tonys. Forget the sports Emmys.
Who does that? You know what? Doogie Howser?
Yeah.
Does that, right?
He has like several times in the past. I don't know if he is this year, but yeah. Neil Patrick
Harris. It's good.
That's his name, right?
Yeah, he's Doogie Howser. I don't know. This guy
got it.
one of his greatest characters. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Vinny Del Pino.
Yeah, it started with the typing, right? Yeah. That's how he's talented. That guy's real talented. Yeah. I just like watching people do their shit, personally. That's just it. If they work their ass off, they have to perform in front of people, especially whenever you're in there. It's like, I could see every slip up that you have. I could see every voice crack that you have. And you talk about them doing it like 8 times a week or whatever. It's like 3 shows a day sometimes, back to back. I think we talked to Coop. Coop did this. He did a run
in London,
and it was like 8 shows a week or something. Yeah, he just like absolutely crushed it. It's like, I don't know how you're...
I just saw Glenn Ross, which is a famous one. And this is the cast, if you want to just know who you get.
Coffees for
Bill Burr.
brother.
Yeah. Who?
Bill Burr. Kieran Culkin, from Succession.
Very good. Big.
Then you had
Roman.
Michael McKean, who you would know, he's in like Spinal Tap and all sorts of things, and then Odenkirk, who is Better Call Saul. The 4 of them, just an unbelievable show. And I saw it, like my wife and I was like, "Do you want to go see it?" And like you just see that on any given random night. That's Broadway. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's why everybody hates the Knicks.
Yeah, that's a big
That's why everybody likes the Pacers.
Yep.
Okay, we don't have Bill Burr standing up there with Kieran and the boys every single night. Okay, that's not an opportunity. We got Caitlin Clark though breaking records. Down
pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good. Very good. Very good.
We got a lot of Applebee's
Pacers in 6.
Applebee's. Yeah, we got Top Golf up here.
Yeah, we do got good Applebee's.
So, you know.
Well, I think that
any chain you want.
Yeah. So,
bro, I love Indianapolis.
Truly. Great city. Great place.
Great city.
If you haven't been, come. Come on down.
Well, it's an awesome city. Easy to get to, great downtown, walkable, and I go to the Combine every year. I look forward to it. It's great.
Well, the Combine is a whole different animal, Doc. Everybody's here. That's like That's heading into the draft season. I mean, that is
500.
Schrager is getting
different animals.
Need to come to the Indy 500 at least once in your life. I don't think you need to go a bunch of times unless you fall in love with it, but you need to at least do it one time as you experience. Sold out this weekend.
Yeah,
it's
easy to fall in love with it.
Bingo.
Throwing that out
just
there.
the beginning. Go ahead.
I looked at flights because I got no plans. It's Memorial Day. The Knicks are playing the Pacers. I looked at flights. I was going to take my son. Like, you can't get a hotel room or a flight to Indy this weekend. It is between Indy 500 and the Knicks. Like, it is New York to Indy, no chance.
That's right. We don't want you over here anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
We want Hans.
Yeah. We need Hans.
We want Hans.
We want New York firefighters.
Yeah.
Coming here. We want heroes coming here.
That's right.
Schrager, it'd be nice to have you out here, though. Anytime you want to come, we can find you a hotel room. By the way, I think we know a couple people.
Yeah,
probably find you.
You stay with Connor too.
Yeah, you can stay at Gumpy's house,
which does suck.
So he's not going to be here. Perfect. You
yeah,
can stay
you could
at
use my apartment if you want, Pete.
He's got a penthouse too. He's got a. Connor's living like a king of Indianapolis. Yeah. And Gumpy, too. Gumpy's got a 5 TV setup in his living room. I don't know if you guys
just dialed that up this weekend. Phenomenal.
I FaceTimed with Gumpy last night. He's like, look at this setup I got, pal. And he just turns and it's just 5 TVs across the wall. I'm like, holy shit. Tell me you're betting on too many sports without telling me you're betting on too many sports. You can stay there. You and the boy can watch literally everything. Yeah. All right, last rule change that's potentially coming. Yeah. This one's confused me a bit, so maybe you'll be able to explain it better. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Shrakes, can we just get some clarity on the new onside kickoff rules? What they can now declare at any time when they're down. They're moving it up a yard because only 6% of the onside kick attempts were recovered. What's going on with this, and how much should we expect this to actually change?
We vacillate as a league, and I say we because it's the media in addition, because you want to make it safe for the kickoffs, but you also don't want to eliminate special teams. And obviously it's close to this show's heart how important special teams is. The onside kick became a nearly impossible thing to convert last year. So this modification, which is being presented, would make it potentially a little easier to recover onside kicks for the kicking team. And yet I think you're now constricting the field in a way that it's changing things again. I'm not sure it's going to pass if that modification is going to be presented in the room.
It just feels weird. So you see how the kicking team is 1 yard off the line there. They're going to move them up to the line. So you see they're 1 yard off, 1 yard off, 1 yard off. They're going to now be allowed to move all the way up to the line where the ball is being kicked from. I think they should let back foot be on line. Oh. So you get 2 extra yards there. So then it's only a 9 yard kind of run up there. I hate it all, for the onside kick because I appreciate the fact that they wanted more returns. I appreciated the hybrid dynamic kickoff. I appreciated all that, but the onside kick was such a special play.
Yeah.
And the NFL will say, we'll sacrifice the onside kick so that we get maybe 1,000 more kickoff returns throughout the rest of the year. We get a little bit more explosion. Their angle is that they're trying to save special teams, trying to save the kickoff. Feels like the onside kick might be impossible to save. Feels like this one might be over. But you can always get lucky.
It could be in.
And you can always be in it.
Yeah.
And shout out to Chuck Pagano, kind of letting me do surprise onside kicks basically whenever I wanted. So those were
good.
Those were good times. Those were fun times.
Loved it.
I mean, I felt like I was really a part of the game. I was like, all right, not only do I just come out here.
Well,
yeah, it's huge momentum.
Yeah, definitely. It was a pick. There was
you
like a
were
turnover.
a weapon, dude.
Yeah, it was. It was
no
fun.
doubt.
It was cool feeling too, knowing like, whew, if I check this,
is that common? Like, would a coach give a green light to the kicker like that? Is that common, or is that just like a very Chuck thing that like, hey, I trust you and like you're my guy?
I had to prove it in practice, so I knew like every practice rep was like more important almost than the one in the game. Chuck needed to see with his eyes the ball go into somebody's hands on our team, and then he needed to see this. He needed to see everything work. Needed to see it in practice, which I think a lot of these kickers. And I don't want to blame kickers because kickers have a hard enough job and nobody really gives them respect. But I think kickers stopped working on onside kicks as well. As soon as the percentages get this low, it's like, well, it's just a hit and hope anyways. Everybody puts the ball sideways. They just kind of try to spin it and do it. Like, I used to work on onside kicks. I wanted that ball to be real hot. I wanted that thing to be a jump ball. But to work on that, I'm jamming my big toe into the top of a football, and then I'm also ripping my hip, basically. So for kickers just to sign up to do that with less than 5% chance of it being recovered, like, I don't think guys were working on onside kicks. Everything just became like a very...
That's fascinating.
Very blatant...
Dude, this is fascinating to me because you also have a budget of your time. You're gonna be punting.
Reps.
How much am I going to be doing this? Yeah, you're right.
You got to budget your reps. You got to budget your time. And also, it hurts. Like, the high hop thing hurts. Like, that's not a fun thing. You're jamming your toe into the top of it. But if you can get that thing to...
Boy, that's scary.
Yeah, because on the hands team, on the other side,
Yeah.
they're standing like this, and it's like, okay, now there's at least a second guess they can get it. Haven't seen a good high hop in a long time. Have not seen like a great high hop out of anybody in a long time. Janikowski, back in Oakland when we were playing on that baseball field, he used to take the ball off the dirt, and that thing was just like, it was unbelievable. Because he's that lefty too, and the way he wouldn't even take steps, he would just like back up and do his thing. That fucker would go through the roof. Crosby had a good high hop. I think I had a good high.
Crosby had. What was the guy in Seattle who had it in the NFC Championship game? John Ryan, was that him? Or was it the kicker?
Hauschka?
Yeah, it might have been Steve.
Might have been Hauschka.
Yeah, it might have been Hauschka.
Canadian.
Vinatieri had a great high hop. He's Canadian.
Hauschka?
I thought Hauschka.
Ryan,
Maybe
John
Ryan or Hauschka. One of them was. Ryan might have been.
Boss goes behind his back.
Worst feeling in the world is as that hands guy. I did it in college, went up high, had to jump. My highest, fully exposed. You know, somebody touch you, get flipped. It's against Pittsburgh Panthers actually in college. Flipped, landed right on my head, knocked out. Told myself never again would I be that guy. Coach McMahon, Midge asked me in the league. I think Reggie was hurt maybe the year he either tricep or ACL, and he asked me to be the guy. I was like, Coach, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to put the team in this position. I will not put myself out there for that. Couldn't do it. So, and to your point too, most kickers, when that time comes, we know as a hands team, they only have one kick in their bag that coach is going to trust me. You can go through the tape. They probably only kick 3 onside kicks in there. So you know it's going to be a high hop. It's going to be a spinner. So you had the middle dribbler and all the different options. So that's a headache for like a special teams unit to have to prepare for.
I didn't have the high hop left. I could never get it. Could never get it. Just kicking it right out of bounds. It's like, I don't think this one's in the bag, brother. I don't think this is it. Okay, we need one last question before we have to get out of here. D-Bud has a question about a very active offseason seemingly for John Lynch.
Yeah, passing out a bunch of money. Brock Purdy got paid, and now Fred Warner got a huge deal, making him the highest paid linebacker in NFL history. Any other deals that we can expect around the league and what went into this deal and this ton of guaranteed money he got?
Well, I wouldn't say what's coming next. I'll just tell you this. The 49ers, the last few off seasons, have been dealing with crap with contracts going all the way up into the start of training camp. And this was a priority for them this offseason to get this done before they got to training camp. And it was Purdy, it was Kittle, and it was Warner. They checked all 3 boxes off. The Purdy one came about in a great way because this was starting really in Santa Clara in a conversation. Then at the Combine in Indianapolis at St. Elmo's, John Lynch, Parag Marathi, and Brian Hampton met with Kyle Strong and Purdy's agent, and that got the ball rolling. The big difference was they got a no-trade clause in for Purdy, which the Niners had never given before. Purdy got a great deal, and then Fred Warner was the icing on the cake. We knew Frederico Warner wasn't going anywhere. They get them all done, no drama. They have their 3 cornerstone pillar leaders in the locker room, and they can go and move forward into this summer and try to forget last year, which was just a lost season in San Francisco.
I'll say this as a guy that got a chance to maybe have a beer with George Kittle at WrestleMania.
Why?
He looks unbelievable.
Yes, he does.
Not that he never does, but he looks unbelievable.
Jacked.
So jacked. Like so jacked. Vibes so high around his crew too all the time.
Always.
They assume, I think that was right before that deal got announced, so he probably knew what was around the corner. Congrats to all of them. They've earned it. Congrats to the 49ers. This year seemingly a much more positive offseason as opposed to a negative one. Maybe they'll be back. Is Christian McCaffrey going to play?
Well, big Trent.
We hope so.
Yeah, is Trent
Hope
Williams
so.
still playing?
That's a good question. What's going on with Trent?
All of these guys, they're keeping an eye on all of it. They just wanted to get their guys in and know that there will not be contract talk. And so hopefully all these guys will be healthy, playing and on the field come fall.
That's awesome. Shregs, we can't wait to watch you cover the Olympics as the Americans dominate every sport. Okay? Don't ever forget it.
I'm sorry. I appreciate you. I love having me on, and I will tell you this: I will never again doubt the Americans when it comes to those 5 rings in the Olympic Games.
On this show. Well, everywhere else you can tell your real feelings. Here, when you're low, we're going to do it. You're the man, ladies and gentlemen.
Nixon 6. Nixon 6.
Okay. You can't even get a hotel in Indiana. All right. See you. Shreg's the best. Yep. I'm about done with all the text messages from every human that's from New York letting me know that the Pacers are going to lose to them, though.
Sure.
Walk them. That's what I did.
Hour 2 is going to be insane. Big announcement coming around the corner.
What?
Whoa.
He's saying don't go off the top, it's too shallow.
All you're going to hear this this stadium do is they put the big paw up, they start shaking it, they go, whoa. Hey, what things are going, look, they said, yeah, he loves the defensive side of the ball. He said yesterday to me that this is a blue-collar team. They win it on special teams. They have 5 block kicks this season. The defensive side of the ball, Lynch leads the Big 12 in sacks. But also on the offensive side, Denzel Mims is an absolute animal. He is a weapon. Charlie Brewer, the quarterback from Lake Travis. His dad was a quarterback in Texas. Yeah. His grandpa was a quarterback in Texas. And the people here in Waco just so happen to get a chance to see Charlie Brewer on a daily basis. Hey. Yeah, boomer here is going to mean a little bit different than what it means on the internet currently. And hopefully here in Baylor, they hope they're not hearing a lot of boomer sooner. Everybody wants to be a punter, including quarterbacks. If I was a quarterback, I'd want to be a punter as well. 0 yards on that punt. It's an embarrassing situation. The Dak dance that gets on national television has led to a lot of losses, but you got to respect the hips being able to. What side am I going to make for college game day? Well, I want to make something creative. I want to make something fun. No, to hell with it. I don't like OU. It's so thick. Look how thick that thing is. That's years and years of patience. You're heading right for the boat. Right now? Okay, let's do it. We are out here on the Brazos River, which you can take a boat to the game. One of the only stadiums in the country that you can do. That's beautiful out here. A lot of people would say, this is the last time I'm going to be on game day. The last time I allegedly did what I'm about to do, I ended up in a jail cell. Let's go! A lot higher than I thought.
You look like Ric Flair.
It was like 5 feet. I was standing there.
That's full commitment, by the way.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it!
Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this conference final Tuesday, May 20th, 2025. This now, sports. Hour 2 starts right now. We're lucky to have a great hour 2 ahead of us. Because it's not just me, obviously the talk stable's here at Plus Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Con man, I saw the Patriots are favored in 11 of their 17 games.
Yeah, pretty sweet. I mean,
how's that happen?
I think we know how that happens. His name's Mike Vrabel, and his name's Drake May. I think we all can understand what is coming for the NFL this year. But, yeah, wonderful day. I mean, I had the greatest morning of my life this morning. So, basically nothing can knock me down. And you adding the fact that the Patriots are favored in 11 to 17, that's just the cherry on top.
I heard you had a lot of fun this morning. That's good news.
I didn't have a lot of fun. A lot of fun this morning would be a nice plate of flapjacks, with some syrup maybe. That'd be a lot of fun. What I had this morning was my fucking world rocked, brother.
Right.
Okay?
Okay, I'm sorry.
I basically went to an AC/DC concert. We could say that.
They're on tour right now. They're on tour right now. I think Metallica played at Virginia Tech, too. I saw. That place.
Earthquake. Registered earthquake.
Yeah, that would have been awesome to be there. I'm not like signing up for a Metallica concert. I do like Metallica, but not signing up for a Metallica concert. Not a big concert guy in myself. Love music. Don't love all the shenanigans.
Sure.
Getting in, doing it, getting out, going home. There's a 2-year-old, a lot of jobs.
Traffic.
All that shit. Getting in, getting out. Yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
I'm referring to sitting in a parking lot.
I'm even just talking walking.
All of
from
it.
parking
Yeah,
lot, too.
sweating. We're doing the whole thing. Like, I love the idea of concerts. I don't personally love going to a lot of concerts. Sure. With that being said, that one, I wish I would have been at. That felt like a cool moment there.
Yeah.
Tony Robbins, I saw on his Instagram, he was at AC/DC the other night.
Wow.
He was doing a fake clap, the thunderstruck.
Okay. Yep.
I mean, it was incredible. But
sand in my boots.
Dude, that festival,
that
see, we should have been there.
Yeah.
That feels like one that we were certainly invited to and certainly should have went to. Getting out of that one, though, I saw a lot of, that's the thing.
Yeah, you need a copter or a boat to get out of that thing.
That's when your
Or
jetpack comes in handy.
you could just hang out with Wiz and Chevy Woods and Will and the boys.
Yeah.
And you just float your fucking ass out of there.
Exactly.
It feels like that is something that happens anytime Wiz is around. But I'm happy to hear you had a great morning of fun.
It wasn't fun, man. My life changed forever.
One half of the Hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys, AP Tone is here. 9-year NFL vet.
Fun?
Huh?
Life changing forever? Does that sound fun?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound not fun.
It sounds glorious. It sounds biblical. Okay. It's not
So
fun.
you had a biblical fun morning.
No, you can't describe it as fun. Because
it was fun.
Describing it as fun is like, what am I, 2 years old on a shitty baseball team?
Biblical doesn't seem fun.
You know? Like
biblical means epic?
I always take biblical as something bad happened.
Biblical is like
You say epic.
legendary, something I'll remember forever, something I'll tell my grandkids about it.
Something that
is
fun.
No, it's not fun, man.
You went on a ride this morning. 9-year NFL vet, Derek Shea Butler is here. Good to see you, but lips looking better today.
Yeah, one day better.
Good ice pack this morning.
Yeah. Smaller. More compact.
He did walk into this office floating this morning.
Exactly.
He did.
Wasn't he? He came in.
Screaming.
He really was.
Yeah.
Screaming. From the moment he entered the door, through the locker room, all the way down the court, into the think tank, you could hear Connor.
Yep.
Connor was radiating.
Yeah.
And then Gumpy behind him, oh, buddy. He's doing his thing with his little flip-flop. He's flopping around. And then Zito comes running in. The boys represented this morning.
Yeah.
They certainly did. Now, let's go to an attic in Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup winner. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk is here.
Yeah.
AJ. Hawker, Connor had quite a fun morning. Okay, I think that
more
is
than fun, man. You can't describe it as fun. 'Cause if you describe it as fun, it sounds like it was a Mickey Mouse morning. No offense. And it wasn't.
It wasn't a Mickey Mouse morning, AJ. Do you want to know what he's all jacked up about, AJ?
Yeah, I would love to. I think a lot of people would love to know how he is describing it. I think has a lot of people confused.
We have some breaking news. Run it.
3, 2, 1, action.
Good transition talk.
What?
Tom Cruise is on the show tomorrow. Tom Cruise is on the show tomorrow. Obviously, Final Reckoning is in theaters on Thursday. Everybody is going to go to this movie. It is 2 hours and 50 minutes, I believe, of nonstop right hook, left hook, right hook, left hook. And Connor, Gumpy, and Zito got a chance to screen it this morning at 7:30 a.m. because it is a 3-hour runtime. Nice. And they showed up with the juice. I believe Connor cut a promo after the screening to some movie site that might get used somewhere. Connor was floating in here this morning. It was the ride of a lifetime is how you describe it.
Yeah, one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. And that is not hyperbole. I've watched Mission Impossible since the inception, since the first one came out. I've watched watched all of them. I've seen them all multiple times. Last night I watched Reckoning Part 1, and then Final Reckoning was today. And let me just say, I mean, there's nothing you can prepare for, okay? Right off the bat, I won't go into it.
Yeah, no spoilers.
No spoilers. I told myself, I'm so jacked up to talk about the movie. That's why I gave a 10-minute interview after to the guy who already seen it 4 times, may I add. And he still sat through the entire thing with us because he was so juiced to watch it again. I can't wait to see it again. It truly is the perfect movie, start to finish. I think that's the only real way to describe it.
7:30 a.m. You're watching this thing.
And I was up at 5 because I couldn't wait to
That's got to be the earliest anybody has seen this movie in a day. And I'll tell you what, from what it sounds like, it is the perfect way to start your morning.
I want to watch it tomorrow morning at 7:30. So I don't know if that guy wants to watch it for his 5th time, my 2nd, but I would go. I would go tonight. I'd see it twice in one day if it was possible. It was that good of a movie, and I just my heart goes out to TC for everything he's done for us.
Shout out to Paramount, obviously giving us the opportunity to screen that beforehand. I got, a family and also home from Raleigh. I was not able to make it this morning. The boys represented in AJ. I cannot wait to talk to Tom Cruise. That'll be on tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern. AJ Hawk, Tom Cruise joining the program.
Yeah, that doesn't. When you say it out loud, it doesn't feel real. I mean, I guess probably since the first time I joined you when I was a guest on your program back in the day, I think I mentioned Tom Cruise, probably my very first ever appearance with you. So, yeah, what a weird, strange trip this whole situation is, huh?
Yeah, it certainly is. We had a meeting with the Paramount folks, to set up the screener and everything like that. And shout out to Faso, kind of navigating the waters here, piecing the things together. Faso kind of piecing things together. What we heard is that Tom Cruise has definitely heard us talk about Tom Cruise, is what we heard. So there was a whole moment in the middle of this call where I just stopped everything. I go, so Tom Cruise knows the program. And they go, oh, yeah, he has seen a lot of your guys' stuff. And I go, oh. Let's just take a moment here. And then Ty's in the back. Yes! Yes! Like screaming in the back. Yeah, it's going to be.
Man.
Yeah, I'm excited. I am very excited. Ty, I know you're zeked up. You got a little zipper burn there whenever it all goes.
It's hard not to. I mean, I've been living and dying with TC since I can remember, to be honest. I mean, we can go back to Taps, which came out like 9 years before I was born. I think I've seen every single movie in TC's catalog multiple times, and I mean, we're going to get to talk to the guy.
I think we should maybe clip you talking about Tom Cruise just all the time that you have, because it's always the same exact thing. TC did it again.
Yeah, exactly.
TC did it again. And then every clip we see from the promotional run of all the shit that he's doing, he's like, this guy's 60 years old. He's a madman.
He is a complete psychopath. Will do anything for the masses' entertainment. And he never loses. He never fails. Every single time. And he just keeps pushing the envelope.
$12 billion at the box office.
That's pretty good.
$12 billion. Largest non-Marvel character all time. Box office, $12 billion. I just started doing my research on it. I'm like, I can't believe we're going to talk to this guy. I should show some respect. Let me do some research on this.
That's going to be 13, by the way.
Probably more?
I just mean in the next month.
This one's good, huh?
It is. You mentioned all like the footage, like even that little sneak peek there. It doesn't even encapsulate what this movie's about. It's way more than that.
Well, shout out to Tom Cruise joining the program.
Love you, TC. Love you, TC.
He said he's probably seeing this. They said he does know the program. I'm excited for him to experience our show too. Yeah, I'm excited for how that's going to go. I think it's pretty normal, probably.
I mean, the dude's been the biggest star for the past 4 decades, right? I mean, if he's 60 years old, I would assume he's been acting before he was 20. He was in some of those old school movies. Yeah, like the longevity is unheard of with what this guy does.
So there's been a lot of talk about him chit-chatting with the movie theater employees and like thanking them for what they do, and then diving into the convo about, popcorn, how much they like popcorn. He needs 2 big things of popcorn when he's at the movies. I think he literally just wants to promote the movie industry. Like everything about him is just movies. We need to promote the movie theaters. And then the way he eats popcorn, it's a man that's comfortable around a bag of popcorn.
Yeah, exactly.
He's comfortable with popcorn. I mean, there's hang time.
He may
on
lose a few kernels.
Yeah,
that's fine. The popcorn.
Yeah.
What?
Fun fact, that's all he eats. That's his entire diet.
You said did D-Butt.
I just want to see the video.
If you question if Tom Cruise is eating popcorn again.
Look at this. You can clearly see the popcorn. Boom.
Boom.
It's in his
Oh,
cheek
boom.
right there. Boom. 2 of them. Maybe 3 in there. We don't know. Sleight of hand.
There's a ton in there. His mouth is fucking
That guy right
full.
next to him's going, Jesus, this guy's playing catch with popcorn with himself.
There's no cooler way
His
to eat
mouth
popcorn.
is
I
full.
promise you.
I can't believe you just said that.
Just ask.
Me and you are about to
Just ask.
Ryan Clark RG3 this
No!
You keep talking junk about TC, I'll go there.
We told him, well, there was a third party jump in there, too.
Well, that will probably be Ty, I assume.
We don't need that. Boys, put swords down. There's enough enemies already. Boys.
Go see Mission
not happening.
Impossible together.
Yeah. Seems like Tom Cruise would be able to make
Exactly.
fences.
Let's squash all beefs.
That would end all wars.
I can't believe D-Butt said that.
I can't ask
Didn't
a
eat the
question.
popcorn.
It's journalism. I just ask a question.
I did not see a single. To D-Butt's credit, he is greatest actor of all time. Did you see any popcorn actually go into the mouth, or is he just?
Don't do this.
Let's watch this.
I'm
He's
not
doing
doing
something
this.
already.
Have you guys never seen an alpha eat popcorn?
Yeah, exactly.
I guess that's what
Exactly.
I've never seen a human
Sorry,
being
you've never
eat
seen the
popcorn.
biggest star on the planet eat popcorn before. Yeah, it doesn't look like us marks eating it, okay? It looks a little different.
Fair point.
I wonder how deep he gets sometimes. Do you think he stops like?
Sometimes it hits his stomach.
No, I'm saying like, do you think he always does the full throw, or do you think sometimes
Yeah.
he plays with?
Oh, I think sometimes he tosses like 3 or 4 up. He's gets them all.
TC football.
Yeah.
NBA conference finals start tonight.
Yes,
Can't
they
wait to watch.
Who cares at this point?
We got Tom Cruise on the show.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
should we just watch? Should we watch some highlights like Top Gun or something?
Should we run that clip one more time just to make sure it is real? Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news!
3, 2, 1, action!
It's running form.
Gets out of the blocks so quick.
His pen is faster than anybody's combo.
Oh yeah, that pencil dive, by the way.
Oh, the old school.
It's the mask I wanted for Halloween.
No, yours was much worse.
I know. Not TC. Whoa.
That was crazy.
Jeez.
Actually hanging from planes.
Jeez.
It's real.
Yeah.
Soak it in, boys.
When did you start doing that type of shit? I like the stunts.
Pretty
3
much
years
like
old.
the first Mission Impossible, I'd say. He probably did it
Okay.
before that, but like Mission Impossible 2, there's like it opens like with a massive like mountain, and TC scaling that thing by himself with no ropes or anything.
Alec Honnold type stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, free solo in this bitch.
So
He
hold
taught Alec how to climb.
I would assume he and Alec are able to have conversations that us people with feelings, fear of, I guess. Because we watched that Alec Honnold buddy watching a documentary that was filmed years ago in thousands of miles away from where I was sitting. But you watch his like everything that hits the internet for his promotion. I get nervous for him.
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
every single scene.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Oh, yeah.
Every single scene, there's something bananas, and he's doing it all.
Yes.
He's flying the helicopter. He's flying the plane.
We showed it last year like 100 times. Like the big set piece from the first movie was when he rides the motorcycle off the mountain and then parachutes.
Yeah.
And they were like, Tom's done this like 11 times today. He's going to do it like 9 more times probably. He's just a thrill seeker. He's a junkie. He loves it. We watched it, the other thing too, and he's like, I'll see you at the movies. He's piloting the plane and then just goes into a nosedive right after that. I mean, like he's a helicopter pilot. He flies planes.
Right.
He base jumps.
Right.
He does this type of shit. Like he
saves the world.
He does.
He saved the business.
That's Ethan Hunt.
And that's another thing. Like that's why you say like, oh, this guy, like all he cares about is the movies. Like he legitimately, Steven Spielberg said it, is like without Tom Cruise, like people aren't going to watch movies in movie theaters anymore. Like COVID would have killed the entire industry, and he legitimately like saved the industry. With,
See you at the movies is how he ends everything.
Yes.
He like wants that to still forever be a thing. I feel like he thinks that is like a part of his duty almost as the biggest movie star on earth. And I think this popcorn thing he's doing right now is like, yeah, I'll see you at the movies, and also let's buy some popcorn.
Yeah,
popcorn.
this isn't right now.
Let's buy
That's
some
not
popcorn.
right now. He's always done this. He's always loved popcorn.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying, though. I feel like that's always been his thing. Like, hey, do the movies.
What if he's not? What if he's faking the popcorn?
That's
even better. I would be even more impressed if he's faking this.
He's a good actor.
I'm asking him.
Great actor.
Yes, he is.
I'm the conspiracy guy. Okay.
Yeah, but you're fresh off an Ethan Hunt ride of a lifetime.
Yeah.
You know why we're saying fun so much to him? You know why we're saying fun? Because Paul Skeens posted on his Instagram story that it was fun to watch the movie early. And Connor says, I hate Paul Skeens. If I want to say something was fun, I wouldn't say it was Mission Impossible Final Reckoning fun. It was a ride of a lifetime. It was right hook, left hook, right hook, left hook. What's fun about a thrill of a lifetime? It was like, that would be considered fun. No, not enough. Paul needs to say more, is what you said about Paul Skeens.
That's verbatim. And I know I'm not sure if he's the one posting all of his stuff, but no matter what, like, you don't describe Final Reckoning as fun. Okay, that's not.
But it is fun.
It is way more than that. You know, you're not going to describe something that changes lives in the futures of my life specifically as fun. Okay, it is something that is almost undescribable. The only thing I could probably compare it to is like ayahuasca. I assume that ceremony of Mother Aya is very similar to
fun.
What exactly, because you can't describe something that changes
A
your life.
life-changing
It's fun,
event,
man.
is what you're saying. Here's Paul Skeens. I had an opportunity to watch this last week. Wow, that was a lot of fun. Huge compliment.
I kind of get it, Con man. I kind of get it. I do. I understand where you're coming from.
What's everybody's deal?
I kind of like it. Kind of knocks it down. Like, this is not a.
To be honest, when
you
we
can
watch
see it with
Hubie
Patrick
Halloween
Connor has,
was
I'm sorry, it did change Connor's life. It looks like. I can't wait to see what Connor does for.
when we
beer,
walked
because
out
it
of Top
does feel
Gun
like-
Maverick, all of us as a group, if Bowen would have said, "Man, that was fun," I would have punched him right in the face.
Yeah, right. Because we were all like reinvigorated afterwards. Yeah.
It's all relative, though. You got to consider it from Paul Skeens, a guy who, for him to describe something
You're
as
right.
fun, that basically is a transcendental, life-changing.
And he was going to be a fighter pilot, understands the entire thing. And also, his life right now, not a lot of fun.
No, not fun at all.
You know, he one run, he gives up, and they lose.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a legacy day. So he had a moment of happiness with Mission Impossible Final
They
Reckoning.
should have said that. That would have been better.
Oh, bury his team? I had a moment of happiness in my life?
Nah, his team doesn't give a shit. They don't even have a manager or an owner. They don't care. If he said happiness, that'd be a whole different story.
He watched this after this, and he was like, God, saved his life. That was fun.
No, he said last week. See, look, I'm on to Skeens. I know what Skeens is bringing to the table.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is not Tom Cruise. That'll be tomorrow. The NBA's version of Tom Cruise. Ladies and gentlemen, co-host of the Knuckleheads podcast, Quentin Richardson. Dude, sorry we got a little carried away there. You had to watch all that. We got Tom Cruise on the show tomorrow. It's absurd.
Hey, fellas, I appreciate you inviting me here. I'm salty that I missed the invite to the 7:30. I'd have been there bush-eyed and Brightfield ready to go. I'm a Mission Impossible huge fan. I can't believe it.
Nah, I sent the text. You chose not to go, right?
Wow.
We texted him.
No way, no how. I can't believe that. I'm over there. I'm feeling Connor's energy through the Zoom. I'm ready. I was there.
That's fun. That's fun stuff.
No, see, that's why he's feeling my energy, because I'm not sitting here like, oh, I had a really fun time at Mission Impossible this morning. No, that wouldn't translate to Q Rich all the way over in his own little
Orlando
being like, oh my God, I got to go see this movie now, because I'm not sitting here like Paul Skeens saying it was fun.
Okay, Q Rich, I'm kind of disgusted that Foss didn't invite you to this. Next time this next time we have maybe.
I agree.
Jimmy Pitaro was giving a speech. He needs to think about what Foss did to Q Rich in this entire situation. Yeah. Especially with TC online tomorrow. Exactly. I mean, it's a big deal. Let's go to tonight, though. Please. Can we it's hard to not talk about Tom Cruise.
What's your favorite Mission Impossible, Q Rich?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Man, it's hard to pick one, man. I remember. It's hard. It's like all of them give you something, and you got a special feeling about each one of them, man. All of them are fire to me. I just know that I've been watching. I'm like Connor. I've been watching since inception, and I'm disappointed I wasn't invited to the 7:30 this morning, but I will be seeing it when it comes out. I'll see Tom Cruise at the theaters, as he said.
Yeah. Thursday, it's coming out. Okay, let's talk about tonight. Conference finals start tonight. Obviously, the West will lead things off here. Timberwolves, Thunder, Ant, SGA. Obviously, a big part of the conversation is the next generation of superstars is now representing the NBA in the conference finals. How should we be viewing tonight's game? How should we be viewing everything that's going to happen in this particular series?
I mean, I can see why everybody's saying these two guys can potentially be the face of the league and all of that stuff, and this series is going to be big for me. I like OKC to win this series. I think it should be a 6 or 7 game series, highly competitive. And I wouldn't be surprised though if Julius Randle can continue to show up how he's been showing up, and also Rudy Gobert. I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota could go ahead and push them. But with things are as they are, OKC opening up at home, I don't know if people been paying attention. That's the loudest building in the arena. This playoffs, that building gets nuts. I've seen Indiana. I know what they bring. I've watched New York. I know how they bring it. But I feel like that OKC crowd is the closest thing to a college crowd that we got in the league.
Bingo, that's kind of how I've been describing it. It feels like a college atmosphere. Team feels like a college team too, like a young team, obviously very together. Ant-Man has enough to will the Timberwolves to a 6-7 game series. That's why you think it's going to be 7 games. Do you think it's just his will, or how do you feel about matchups here whenever you talk about the two styles of play?
I think he's that special, and I think if at 23 years old, man, if he could do this, he's beating a lot of people to even getting a chance to get to the finals. I don't know the names off the top, but I know if he could get there right now, he ain't got no choice about that whole face of the league. He gonna at least be one of them. If it's multiple or whatever, because some people say it's more than one right now, and if that's what it's gonna be, he's definitely gonna be one of them. If he does this right here and gets these guys to the finals, that nobody expected that, but those guys in Minnesota possibly.
Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, Q Rich, with SGA, if you were Minnesota, I guess, what would your game plan be to try to at least limit what this guy could do? He seems like he's everywhere, makes every kind of shot, really kind of the facilitator. What would you do defensively to try to slow him down?
Man, you got to send different looks at him. Sometimes you got to double him. You got to send different coverages and do things to try to make him uncomfortable. Because, I mean, one thing about SGA, he's proven. He's going to get 20 to 30 points no matter who he's playing against, no matter what the matchup's been. He's done it so many times during the season and also in these playoffs. And, I mean, right now, he's facing again. He's going against some young guys as well. It's not like he's playing against some super veterans that outnumber him in experience and things like that. So I look for SGA to have a good series. I think obviously it's going to be the battle of him and Ant Edwards, but I need those support guys to come through. And I look at what SGA has in support. He has more. He has more depth. He has more guys that do more than Ant-Man does.
On that note, D-Bud has a question.
Yeah, you kind of answered it with, I was going to ask you who had the better supporting cast, but with the supporting cast and those role players, what's the difference playing on the road and then playing at home going into these type of games?
I think it depends, man. It depends on the group of guys you got. I've been on teams where obviously guys play great at home and play better than they do on the road. But I've also been on teams where we play better on the road. We feel better at banding together and going against the hostility. So I think it just depends on the group of guys you got, and I think that shows itself, throughout the time of the season and throughout these playoffs. They know who they are and they know where guys play better at. And I think it just depends on the group of guys you got.
Okay, let's go to the East now. Pacers in 5, maybe Pacers in 6.
Mm-hmm.
Only people on ESPN saying that. Yeah, I know you were a Knick there for a while, and you're probably loving the vibes coming out of New York City for the Knicks, which I am as well. Anytime you see an entire city come alive because of sports, it's a beautiful thing. I was over there in New York whenever Jalen Brunson hit the 3 to seal the last series. The entire city was alive. Obviously, they seal their beating the Boston Celtics. Place goes crazy. Like, that is a beautiful thing for sports. That is a beautiful thing for New York City. That is a beautiful thing for anything and anywhere whenever that takes place. Knicks fans on television just assume the Knicks are going to win this. Okay, they didn't think the Knicks were going to beat the Celtics, but now Pacers, definitely, no problem. Pacers, best record in the NBA in the Eastern Conference since January. This hasn't just been like a last couple weeks, last month type thing. This has been about 6 months now worth of great basketball coming from the Pacers. Why do you think all the New York fans think the Knicks are going to win this? Why do you think everybody on TV thinks the Knicks are going to win this? And is it strictly the bias because it's the big city taking on little old Indiana, Q Rich?
No, I think it's got some merits. I mean, listen, if I had to pick, I would pick New York right now too. But saying that with a caveat, knowing, just like I said in the Cleveland series, this Indiana Pacers is everything you just said about them and more. And they to me, the thing that I think they don't get enough credit for is their cohesiveness, the togetherness they play with as a unit, and how they have 6-7 guys that you don't know who's gonna kill you the worst. It's not always scripted like a lot of the other teams. You say shut down this guy, that guy, you can have a better chance. These guys want 6, 7, 8 guys out there, and any of them can get you 20 or possibly 30 on any given night. So I don't say that lightly, but I do say what Jalen Brunson has done, the position he's putting himself in, with the way he scored in the clutch and in the fourth quarter, and the way he's been able to lift this team, I think he's put himself as, obviously he's not going to be the MVP, but in these playoffs, he's been the best player in these playoffs to me. With what he's been able to do, no matter what the situation was, no matter how well he's playing or how bad he's playing, when that fourth quarter came, he's been money. He's been somebody that you could go take to the bank, and he's going to get you something. You don't know how he's going to do it. He's got a little body, big body, but like he's figuring things out, and he's been unstoppable when it matters most. So when it comes down to a series, that I think this is going to be a 6-7 game series as well. But when you got a closer like that, that's the kind of thing that could tip the scales in this series. Doesn't mean that it will, but I mean, when he's doing what he's doing, that gives them a high likelihood.
I love watching this Knicks team play.
Yeah.
I love everything about it, because everything you just said about Brunson, but all of them. All the guys in the fourth quarter lock in. And it's like you find out who are the dogs and who's not. Now, obviously, what they were doing to the Celtics and beating the Celtics, people are going to mention Tatum's injury. They were up 7 in the fourth whenever that injury took place. They're the reigning champs. New York knocks them off. It's been a hell of a run for this Knicks team. And Knicks Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals is a beautiful thing.
Classy.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a beautiful thing. And we're enjoying the hell out of it over here. We know New York is as well. Should be a great thing for sports as a whole. Now, it comes down to who's going to smack the wood. Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, Q, we know all the scores and the stars, but a lot of people don't know about the defenses at all. Who do you think is the best defense left? Who has the best advantage there left in the NBA playoffs?
I mean, statistically, I want to say it's OKC. That's what they've really, how they ran away with their record in the season. The versatility of their defense, the multiple 3-and-D wing guys they have, and then Hartenstein and Chet kind of anchoring it in the paint. But I mean, when you go 1 through 4 or 5, 1 through 3 or 4, they got a lot of versatile guys that could guard a lot of different positions and do different things defensively. So I think it would probably be OKC at this point.
Smack the wood, brother. Got to do that. All right, let's talk about some things.
Crazy, Pat. I let you slide the first time. That is crazy.
That's what you guys do in basketball. Don't you smack the wood? You bop the wood. That's what you guys do in basketball. That's your basketball thing, isn't it?
Smack the floor.
No, they bop the wood. You guys get your feet on the wood. You guys bop the wood.
Rub the wood.
Rub the wood. Smack the wood.
Lick the wood.
But help me here, man.
I can only give so many A's.
Seems pretty racist. You just did that there. I don't want to get into it, but there's been a lot of race talk in sports media. I don't want to dive into it, but geez.
So I referred to D-Bud because the last time it was some meat or wood.
Whoa, pause, bro. Pause, dude. Hey, yo, what's this guy's problem? Jeez.
No bread.
Anyways, sometimes you got to whack the wood a little bit.
Yeah, kiss the wood every
every time you got to do it. That's your guys' sport, not mine. I mean, Jesus. Let's talk about things that aren't the playoffs, shall we? Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Q-Rich, I don't think we've talked to you since the lottery, and we mentioned it leading up to it. I mean, people don't want to say it's rigged, but LeBron said he understood the assignment when the Cavs got the first pick. The Bulls getting the first pick with D-Rose. And then even I think yesterday, Shaq on his podcast said that David Stern came up to him before the lottery and said, hey, do you want to play in, warm weather or cold weather? And he said warm, and will and behold, the Timberwolves get the third pick, then Charlotte, then Orlando gets the first pick. I don't want to say, do you think it's rigged, but how shocked were you when the Mavs got awarded the first pick? I think they had the 4th longest odds ever in the history of the lottery. And also, do you think that they'll hold on to that pick and draft Cooper Flagg, or do you think they'll use that to potentially, trade for a guy like Giannis or something like that?
Yeah, I was definitely shocked when they got it. I was excited and happy for Nico and that fan base after everything that's gone on. Obviously, that's been well documented. But as far as the whole is it or isn't rigged, this is my thing. When everybody says that the NBA is rigged, you know how many players, how many front office people have been let go from the NBA, and this is why I say unless they're out there doing something that I don't know about, I've never seen a huge group of people like that. Everybody be able to keep a secret. When people leave on good, bad terms or different, I feel like if it was something like that, somebody would have come out on the record at this point and said something to dispel that, because to me it's too easy. everybody talks. I feel like I was in the league. I've been part of the NBA since 2000, and I would know something. Somebody would have said something, even if I wasn't the person in the room. I would have known somebody that knows somebody. Like, we not that big a group of people. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, to me, that's the part that's tough for me to believe, that it's this big thing going on and everybody's just keeping their mouth closed. Like, come on, man. We watch First 48. Somebody always talk.
Quick, too. First 48 really exposed a lot of
things. Don't say bring McDonald's in the room. It's over with.
Yeah, 2 different rooms. Hey, did you hear what he said over here? This is what we already know. Lying. Oh, if that's what he said, then boom, bang, played you both. You're both going forever. Yeah, it is. First 48 exposed a lot of what I thought was real isn't, and then I think it also taught a lot of people, you look out for yourself in there. And to your point about the secrets, there's a lot of things in the world that people think, that whole thing. You're putting a lot of faith in humans. You're putting a lot of faith in humans to not pillow talk, to not just want to, brag about knowing something. And in the world that we're in, everybody wants to get in front of a microphone and say something that's never been heard before, seemingly. Mm-hmm. So a lot of faith in humans if they're keeping that secret. And also, I don't know, I guess Dallas deserves it for trading Luka, but I don't. If that would have gone anywhere, there would have been some storyline.
Yeah, so nobody was saying Dallas beforehand.
Yeah,
nobody
exactly.
was saying like, it's rigged. It's gonna go like
they taking Cooper Flag too. They taking Cooper Flag for sure.
I assumed it was in the other direction. It's like, hey, this guy could be a generational player. We don't want him going to Utah. We don't want him going to Washington.
Ryan's team, you don't think Ryan's team?
I love him, but they won like 12 games this year. Like, we don't want him to just go wither away in the cold and never to be heard.
It's a beautiful state.
Yeah, I know. Fastest growing city in the United States.
It's the Lakers. It's the Lakers thing, Do you know who got the number 1 pick when Anthony Davis got traded to the Lakers?
Who's that?
The Pelicans. And now who gets the number 1 pick after Luka gets traded to the Lakers?
Who's that?
The Mavericks. So you build up the LA Lakers, the second biggest franchise in the NBA, to the Celtics. And then what do you do to the Mavs? Hey, we'll give you a Cooper Flag.
Yeah, but this is the thing. You believe
music playing over there as he's talking. You need the X-Files music over the back.
all day, every day. All day, every day. Now, let's talk a little bit more about, teams that aren't competing in the playoffs. Go ahead, comment.
Yeah, all day, every day, except for today, because there were some terrible things being said about Tom Cruise's popcorn consumption, Q-Rich, that you might have missed, but he eats that popcorn. But looking at the offseason completely, Q-Rich, there's a lot of conversation. Ty mentioned Giannis, the Suns, KD. Feels like the Celtics are going to be making some moves. The Sixers, maybe even the Clippers, the Nuggets, who knows? But do you think that this is going to be a very active offseason when it comes to NBA players kind of moving homes and the league kind of changing a little bit? And do you think any of that has to do with this draft? It feels like being considered more of a stronger draft with some top talent up there.
Anytime you have somebody like Giannis come out and it's a possibility that he could be moved, and obviously the KD situation is looming and everybody believes that he will be moved as well. So, I mean, when you got two all-timers, 2 top 75 guys that's on the slate to be moved in the offseason, it's going to be a big offseason, because those dudes are what you call seismic activity. Either one of them, anywhere they go, that's like a huge move in the NBA, and there's going to be a lot of pieces that move along with it. And anytime those teams go, wherever they end up, you see some of the other teams, depending on where they end up and how good those teams are, you see other teams try to go and make moves to try to counter that or try to put themselves in a situation to be ready for that. So I think it's definitely going to be a big off season of moving around and a lot of player movement led by Giannis and KD.
I like it. That's always good news for us. Anytime big things happen. Like that Luka trade, you would see how people are like, the NBA worked it. Because when Shams fires off that midnight tweet that Luka got traded to the Los Angeles, like Anthony Davis also traded. Nobody even really, that wasn't even a part of the story. Everybody thought Shams' phone was hacked, and everybody was talking about the NBA for the next 3 days.
Yeah, that was the night of the Rumble.
It was right after the Royal Rumble. So everybody was talking about the NBA. That hadn't been happening. Remember, there was conversation about the ratings. The NBA is kind of falling into irrelevancy for some reason, yada, yada, yada. Then the Luka trade happens, and it's all of a sudden LeBron and Luka are the new tag team that the entire world is talking about for good reason. I mean, we obviously were excited about it. Everybody was kind of pumped up about it. And I think the NBA from that point on had like a hell of a, all the way to now, It's been a hell of a year in this entire thing towards the end. So you can see how people would think it was a work.
Adam Silver masterclass.
You would see how people would think it was a work because how positive it was for the entire league of itself. So you could see how that would be an easy conversation for people to have.
I can see it, but I mean, it's not like, Nico, it was obviously you trading a young superstar, but you got Anthony Davis and you were going to pair him up with Kyrie. So they weren't going to be in the lottery at any point in the near future if Kyrie stays healthy. But I can definitely see how the story can be built. On
Hey, and Nico likes to do what? He talked about it. What wins championships? Q Rich, what did Nico say?
Defense. He ain't lying.
The wood.
Bop the wood.
Yeah.
Bop the wood,
Feed
bro.
on wood.
Hey,
Whack yourself.
It's not like the Mavericks ownership wanted to move the team either.
All right. We appreciate the hell out of you, Q Rich. Good luck to your Knicks. It sounds like you're pulling for them in this series like everybody else. Just know that little old Indiana is about to run everybody off the court. That's what we're going to try to do. And we appreciate the hell out of your time.
Yes, sir. Anytime, fellas. Appreciate you.
You play pickup at all?
Nah, I don't move around. I shoot, though. I like my Achilles. I'm nervous to go do anything sudden. I've seen too many of them. I sat in the doctor's office when Brandon Jennings, when I was with Detroit, when Brandon Jennings sat there and got his, I was there when he got his surgery and stuff, and the doctor was looking at me, he said, how old are you? And I was like 38, 39, then he was like, yeah. You guys are the ones that bought me my lake house. He was like, the weekend warriors, once a week guys at your age you want to get in there. He was like, every other week somebody popping one. And I always kept that in my head. I was like, yeah, nah. I never did that in the league. I'm not about to do it now afterwards playing around. So I chill. Anybody want to spot shoot, I'll shoot your face off. But other than that.
I heard, that's something you always have, right? Shooters will always have a shot.
That ain't going nowhere. It's like riding a bike. All I got to do is get a couple warm-up shots, calibrate wherever I'm at, the wind, whether it's outside and whatnot, and then I'm going to light you up.
We need you to come into the Thunderdome. We watched Steve Nash. Steve Nash, maybe 2 bottles of wine deep at the time. He just got done filming the Mind the Game podcast. And we go, Steve, you want to play a shooting game? He goes, I haven't shot in like 11 years or something like that. He said, I don't really do that much. And then he goes from like 6 feet. It goes in, gets the ball, backs up 2 feet. Goes in, backs up 2 feet. 2 feet. Splash, splash, splash. He goes, yeah, I think so. I think I got it. Goes into the corner. Splat. I mean, not even 10 for 10. 10 for 10. Didn't even touch the rim. And he's drunk. The guy was drunk. And it was like, this is unbelievable for this to happen. So we need, and Tyrese Halliburton, same exact thing. Yeah. He came in here. I think he went 15 for 15.
Yeah, kind of turned the season around.
Legit. And I think that could potentially be a documentary that needs to be talked about. He got
the footage.
We talked a lot of shit to him too. We were talking a lot of shit because he was having a bad go there for a little bit at the beginning of the year. He goes 15 for 15. He starts talking shit back to us. And when was that? Was that in January?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Just about.
So, Q Rich, what we're saying is we need to see if it's just all NBA guys just come in here and fucking don't miss, or how am I missing shot? How are we missing so many shots in here?
Good question.
Is the hoop bigger here? I don't get it. You guys are just unbelievable. So you won't miss, right? When you're no defense, you're kind of standing in a place, you're going to make that shot. Like I watch these NBA warm-ups, guys I've never heard of are just like seemingly 20 for 20 all over the court. You guys all do that? And what's the difference? Just a little bit.
Memory. Like when you by the time you get to the NBA, man, you've done that motion. You've shot the ball so many times. If you anywhere, even guys that get into the league that aren't the greatest shooters, by the time they spend 7, 8, 9, 10 years in the league and you doing this as a job and you going and shooting every day, every time you show up to work, you shooting. When you go to work out, you shooting. Come on, man. If you don't learn how to shoot at some point, you should have did something else. But like when we done it, so I've been shooting, man, since I was 4 or 5 years old. So to me, it's never going nowhere. I'm always, like Stevie on the strip. Give me a little stretch, give me a couple little warm ups, and then let's get it cracking.
All right, we got a game for you. We'll give you some wine too if you want. We got to get the NBA guys a little drunker. Right? Yeah. Got to get the NBA guys a little bit more boozed up. We got some vitamins in here too. Change your altitude. Maybe the ball gets a little lighter. And I'm gonna we will bop the wood too. Oh yeah. We're gonna play some defense. Ladies and gentlemen, Quentin Richardson.
Thank you, Rich.
It's been unbelievable watching these guys shooting here.
Yeah, it's a different game.
Yeah, Steve.
Tyrese Halliburton was having bad year. Not shooting well. People were on him. Like, it was bad.
He was having turnovers.
Yeah, he was just.
That's how bad it was. And he broke the record this year, I believe, for most games with like 10 assists and no turnovers. And he was having like 5, 6, 7, 8 turnovers in a game.
Yeah, in that 4-point game that he had on that Friday night against Cleveland or whatever.
1 for 9.
He was having those in the beginning of the year. And nobody understood. I don't think he understood why. I don't think anybody understood why. And I don't know if he had already turned it around or if they were in the process of turning it around. But when he came here, it was like he was shooting at a bigger hoop than everybody else. And he was backing up. He was
2 steps behind the line.
Exactly. Just chucking it up. Like what he did the other night from the logo or whatever. He did that in here 7 straight times. Didn't even touch the rim. And I'm like, geez, this is unbelievable.
And Doc Martens, too.
Yeah, he's dressed like an asshole. And then Steve Nash comes in, does the same exact thing. It's like, these guys are they just got it.
Yeah.
Different level.
They have a
Different
good
level.
teammate, too. I think that contributes.
Who's that?
Those guys, when they came in here, they were playing with a pretty good player. Kind of raised their skill.
Yeah, I think so too. You're 100% right. Connor has undefeated as a 33 basketball player with NBA guys as his teammates.
So what does that say about me?
Great teammate.
NBA guy.
Great team. He does shoot well. Connor shoots well too. I think he feels the pressure. I think you feel the pressure.
Sensitive property.
Yeah, because Steve Nash was talking a little shit to you.
Yeah, and then when I made one, he was talking in my shot backswing. I'm like, hey Steve, who the hell do you think you are? Like, shut up. How about that, brother? And then we put like 30 on you guys in one round.
Yeah, I mean, just to be clear,
it was 30-3, and we stopped playing.
Me and Foxy, we did stop. Me and Foxy are trying to be hospitable to our guests.
Yeah, it was a long day too, so we were a little tired.
That's soft. You know what that's going to get us?
Okay.
No gold medals in the Olympics.
We're going to get all the gold medals. We already decided that.
Oh, if we're hospitable. Is it in LA?
There's been a sport that has been in the Olympics the last few times.
Yeah.
Shout out America. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is an absolute legend in the golfing world. Traveled out here to Indianapolis, Indiana, to not only chit-chat about an event that's happening in August here, but also go see the Indiana Fever.
Ooh.
A guy that everybody wants to be friends with. A guy that is currently the captain of the Range Goats Golf Club in LIV Golf. 2-time Masters champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Bubba Watson!
We got to get you a
Bubba head?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I will actually. The pink driver, whenever it came into existence, we all loved it. Electrifying. Because you're hitting the shit out of that thing with no swing coach. Right? Wasn't that the big story?
Lessons.
That's still the same story?
Yeah, still the same thing. I can't afford a lesson, man. I can't. They're expensive.
I think now you can. We all.
But just for the record, if it was $100 million or whatever y'all said yesterday, I watched your show. So whatever y'all said yesterday, if it was $100+ million, I wouldn't even have read the contract. I would have signed that thing so fast. So it wasn't even near $100 million.
Okay,
forget
so
hundreds. It wasn't even close to.
So real quick, were all of those numbers gassed up a little bit? You think?
Well, the internet's not always true.
What? Oh, well,
yes,
yeah, certainly.
I've seen that.
Yeah,
hey, and by the way, I really want to talk to you about this. He wasn't eating that popcorn.
What?
Whoa!
He
Bubba! He's on the show tomorrow. You don't want that smoke, brother.
Yeah, y'all bumped me for him. I come in a day early.
He did. Yeah, you're 100%
I would have bumped me too for him.
Yeah, Bubba was supposed to be on the show tomorrow. Bubba made an earlier trip. We got Tom Cruise, Bubba. It's going to be a little bit. He is certainly eating that popcorn.
There is no chance he's eating. That's why the first fell, because he hit his mouth. He closed his mouth early and it fell. And then you could tell that wasn't. His hand never moved open. He was.
No! What are you talking about? He was just like Q Rich. Q Rich said once he kind of figures out the room.
Muscle memory.
And the wind, then he'll figure it out. Exactly. He was just trying to figure out the room right there.
That's that movie magic. You don't look like good at 82. How old is he? 62? 82. 60 something.
You didn't watch your
Bubba, yeah. I honestly, I want to remove myself from this stage, to be completely honest, but I won't.
He doesn't have $100 million, but it's close. All right, Bubba, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the golf.
Let's do it. Scotty Scheffler is the man.
Okay. So
boring. He's boring.
No, I don't think so. I think his game is so good. It takes up for everything else.
I know.
Also,
wouldn't you love it if he just started yelling at people?
We got to fuck you out of him. We got to fuck you out of him on the hat throw afterwards.
Yep.
I think it's because his driver was not doing well. I think he feels like he probably grinded out that Sunday at Quail Hollow. But how long do the people in the golf world, you guys, Do you talk about him GOAT stat? Like, when does that start happening? Because obviously you got Jack, you got Tiger, and then Scotty is the conversation at this point. What does he need to improve? What does he need to do? And why is he so good? Is it just his ability to focus? What is the difference?
Well, first of all, I think that, he's only been around, 4 years as a pro? So he's got 16, 12, 18 wins, whatever he's got. So I think he's getting there to the GOAT status. He's gaining on it, but he's still got a long way to go. I think his year last year, when you count even the event he had in Vegas, 9 wins, I think that was the best year we've ever seen as a golfer. With the competition around the world now, the world's playing. So, yeah, I think he's definitely on his way to GOAT status, but he's still got a long way to go. I mean, you got to get to 80-some-odd wins, right? So, and what was the other part you said?
Why is he so good? It's just his ability to concentrate?
I think his ability he trusts himself. He's only focused on golf. He has a great man on the bag, Teddy, who caddied for me for 15 years. And then he believes in himself. He putts unbelievable. But his ball striking, he's swaying on the ball. He's doing all this stuff, but he knows what his golf swing is. He knows what he wants to do, and he's not, like I said, he's boring. He's playing boring golf, so his heart rate is just staying right here, even under pressure.
So he started pulling a driver a little bit, and then we heard Saturday night he stayed. He had a 5-stroke lead, and he stayed for multiple hours fixing his grip. Are you guys constantly adjusting things during the tournament? How normal is that?
Well, I think for him, he came out and said that his driver was tested as well. And so I think putting a new driver, your baby is now gone. So he's trying to figure it out. And every time you put a new grip on or a new shaft in there, it doesn't line up the way you want it to. You haven't got the grip worn in the way you want to. So he's trying to figure it out, knowing that Sunday is going to be one of the hardest rounds that he's going to face, right? I mean, he even came back to tied for the lead. They went back up to leading. So it's a hard round of golf. When you know you're winning that big, how do you stay focused and committed and, not trying to just par, right?
Yes.
He has to attack.
Yeah, and he does. He continues in on 18. He puts one to 4 feet or whatever with the water to the left. He had already locked it up because Rahm had his run, and then he kind of disappears 16, 17, and 18. A lot of conversation about Rahm is you guys only play 54 holes at LIV. It's a little bit different. Is it different, like having a Sunday for Rahm? Because Rahm mentioned afterwards, he was like, I haven't felt that in a long time. I haven't felt that type of thing. Because obviously LIV, different style of golf, different form of golf, different environment of golf. I can't wait to talk to you about what the future is, you guys all think, for LIV that are in it and living it. But do you think that is a little bit working against some of the LIV guys, those Sunday days, and how long these tournaments are?
No, I think what I got from Rahm's interview was more of he loved the chase. When you get in a major, it's different than any other event in the world. I mean, you're playing all around the world. You're playing on the PGA Tour, but a major is different. You're dealing with you're fighting yourself because you're thinking about interviews. You're thinking about this could be my next major. This could be my first major, my 8th major, whatever it is. And so you're thinking about that. And then when you're thinking about chasing, he had to attack 17, especially after you bogeyed 16. So it's a birdie double. I mean, that's how fine line it was. So I don't think it was anything of energy. I mean, he works out. He's young. It's just one of those things where that wasn't his day. That wasn't his last few holes.
It was awesome to watch Rahm back in there, DeChambeau back in there.
Yeah.
It was nice to see the big names. How do you think LIV has gone? How have you enjoyed your experience with LIV? Because we can talk about it from a golf fan's perspective, where the majors, it's awesome to see everybody back together. I assume you guys have similar thoughts about it all?
Yeah, for sure. When I looked at it from a business standpoint, the contract and where LIV wants to be in 10 years, it goes back to yesterday, your point. Your point was talking about it's a new business. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is a new adventure. Most businesses aren't successful after a few years, and so you have to have the growing pains. You have to develop. And we're a worldwide. We're F1 racing. We're worldwide sport. We're trying to bring golf to the masses around the world. PGA Tour. We're not fighting with the PGA Tour. The PGA Tour is America. It's PGA Tour, and we're trying to bring around the world. Everybody's watching around the world. Just U.S. hasn't got in there yet. And when you think of F1 with the team aspect, where you're playing against your teammate, but also you're trying to win the Constructors' Cup, that's the same thing we're trying to do. The Range Goats are trying to win the championship, but also you're trying to win individually.
I enjoy the team aspect of it. I enjoy the team aspect of it. I think you guys got sick merch too. Range Goats, great name.
Well, we actually put some thought into it. The golf ball, the golf tee is the
I
like that. Good touch. And then you got
swamp rabbits.
Then you got that's the irons. If you can see.
bits?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the bits. Yeah.
And then you got hooks and slices as the horns.
Oh.
And then you got the rough is like the goatee, the We actually think about
Wow. Good logo, Bubba.
Yeah.
Good logo,
And
Bubba.
then when you think of GOAT, we think of greatest of all time. And for me, it's twofold. I had going through some mental struggles. So it's grow on a team, and then it's golfers on a team. So GOAT stands for something else to me. And then a driving range was the funny part because the range is like where I don't like to go. I like to go play golf. So I hate going to the driving range. So it just tied in some funny parts as part of the team logo. And
You talked about some mental stuff. Where was that? I assume golf is a tough game. I was a punter, obviously, kicker in college. A lot of in between the years. I think pitchers experience a similar type thing. It's a lot of
or shooting a free throw.
Yeah, free throw. It's a lot of in between the years. Is that what you're talking about? Mental stuff?
100%. And my struggle was I was putting when I played golf in 24 hours of Golf Channel. When I was playing golf and I'd shoot bad. It made me think of they were judging me as a person, because I shot 75 or I double bogeyed the last hole to lose or I triple bogeyed one of the holes. And so I was letting that define who Bubba Watson was. And so I was going the wrong way. It took many years. It wasn't overnight. It was started from like 2009 all the way up to like 2014. And I went from 200 pounds to 160 pounds. So I went to the doctor. I did all these tests. And the doctor said, there's nothing wrong with you. And I said, well, there is. Look at me. And it was just anxieties and stress were eating me alive. And I was eating foods. I wasn't changing my diet, but I was losing weight. And that's when we realized I was just battling anxieties and stress and letting golf dictate who I was as a person.
Yeah, control your happiness.
Yeah.
The outcome of something that might be out of your control in this entire thing. Did you have imposter syndrome out there? You think that led to
I faked it, you're saying?
No, do you like imposter syndrome is whenever you you basically think to yourself, I don't deserve what I am currently doing right now. You start to question whether or not you're supposed to be where you are.
For sure, 100%. You think about all
I had that. I want to let you know. I had that as a punter. I have that on a very regular basis in this current life. It is something I think a lot of people battle with.
I think we all do it, right? Especially as men, because men don't want. The first thing I had to do is when I fell to my knees, when I finally realized I have to change, I went to my wife. In 21 years of marriage, I had to go tell her the truth, right? Like, I mean, she knows everything about me, like 98%, and so you have to tell her the truth, who you are. You're weak. You're not this man, this great man that everybody thinks you are or you think you are. You're weak. And so I had to go and talk to her and share her my true feelings and my thoughts. And then I had to go talk to Teddy. Teddy was on my back at that time. Now it's better gig with Scheffler, but
I think everybody goes through it, brother.
Right, and so that's what I'm saying. I think men in general have that problem.
Come on, way to battle.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
not easy, man.
No.
That is not easy, especially in the sport of golf. I've actually given up the game. So has Connor.
Yeah.
Connor,
Well,
Connor,
I don't know. You got that new swing now.
Whatever
that elbow thing was, that was
I got a
terrible.
pull,
No,
brother.
man.
I got a pull, brother.
Oh, my God.
I'm in the pocket. You got a video.
Oh, man.
I watched that video. Good social
Grab the
media.
pocket.
Thank you, AJ. AJ
No,
gets
pull. Get in the slot. You got to get in the slot.
I'm not here, and then
Whatever
I'm
the hell that means.
pulling.
Whatever that is.
What's your guys' deal?
You don't pull with this, man. This is I'm even showing you righty, and this is what you come through with. This just going to react to it.
God, I hate the sport.
Thought you had it.
I thought I figured it out. Watch this. Look at this. Look, can you put it up back here? Look at it, just like me. They're pulling.
Yeah, but what's leading it? The shoulder. That front shoulder's leading it all.
So I'm pulling. I'm pulling like when I'm axing a
Don't
tree.
do that. Put them wrists down a little bit. Yeah, it's too far out.
I see. What's the
golfer?
Kiwasham.
With the
I know,
massive
yeah.
Japanese
Oh,
fellow, I believe. The shallow
Smooth.
swing.
So
Have you ever
smooth.
seen this guy?
He's
Instagram.
dog.
Bubba.
You haven't told me a name yet.
Wow, that's the issue, man.
Some Japanese guy.
He's a Japanese guy.
Oh, okay.
He's at a driving range.
Which is not just a driving range, mountains.
Beautifully lit.
Yeah, gorgeous.
And then every time he just has this nice, smooth, just like easy swing. And it's a draw
Shot.
every time into
Piping
the
it.
sky.
Yeah.
He's so cool. And then he says, just do the shallow swing. It's like, I'm trying, brother. Okay, I watch every video you got. I watch this PGA Tour one. I need to pull that thing into here, Bubba. You want no lessons? No lessons?
No lessons. I love
So
it.
do you think that's potentially a part of the problem that you were having? Because I think you rely on your fundamentals in the high pressure moments.
I think if you look at the greatest golfers, right? I think that they have something unique. Arnold Palmer, you're not going to teach Arnold Palmer swing. You're going to teach Jack Nicklaus swing. Scotty Scheffler, you're not going to teach that. And I think some of the there is some robots. We'll call them robots on golf swings. Nick Faldo was one who was very good. He could get in that robotic mood and just play golf to the best ability. But like Scotty Scheffler, I mean, he's moving everywhere. His feet are dancing everywhere, but you don't teach that. That's kind of self-taught, but then he's worked on the fine details.
We are wrapping up here on ESPN. We'll continue on YouTube, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus with Bubba Watson, an absolute legend. And remember, Tom Cruise is on the show tomorrow. Bubba got bumped to today for Tom Cruise tomorrow.
Yep.
Everybody understands. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Might change your life. Goodbye. All right, we're still live, obviously. Okay, so what do I need to work on, you think? I don't want to quit the sport entirely. Okay, I like the sport. At one point, it was my goal to work enough. All the boys can become rich.
Got a bet.
I can disappear. Yeah, I got a 30-year bet with this guy. I got a 30-year bet with this guy.
30-year bet. See what Bubba thinks about that, yeah.
He owes me $10 million. I make the cut.
50.
I thought it was 20.
20.
Yeah.
I think it's 50 now.
Inflation.
50, 20, who knows?
Tariffs.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, all of this. You're 100% right. $100 million. This guy owes me $50 million if I can make the cut at a senior PGA event. So I got, 30 years or whatever to make that happen. What do I need to work on?
How old are you now?
38.
Okay.
Gotta make cut.
Gotta make a cut.
If you do that, whatever that wing thing you're
Gotta
doing, you
play
ain't making it. But the Champions Tour doesn't have a cut, so
That's a good point.
Give me an exemption, brother!
Top 20. You get a top 20 of a Champions event, then you go. Then you count.
That's different.
We never said that. Never said that, brother. But what is
top 40?
What is the number one thing you see amateur golfers doing that you think to yourself, like, doofus? Like, this is so simple. Like, what? I don't know how often you get to play, maybe pro-ams or something like that you get to see.
I play all the time at home.
With amateurs?
Oh, yeah. I play with the members all the time. I love it.
What is the biggest thing? Obviously, I hit a massive slice.
The biggest thing is chipping and putting. That's what changes the game.
Yeah, my fly stick is the worst.
But nobody. But what?
What do you think about when you're putting? Just
what
fucking
person
roll
wants
it?
to go putt and chip? They want to hit the driver.
Amen.
We want to hit it hard, right?
Yeah.
We want to fly it.
Yeah.
Far.
Want to hit it long too. Yeah, want to hit that thing long.
Exactly.
Talk about good wood.
Yeah, it's all great wood, big wood. You're telling me I need to putt a little bit more.
Yeah, putt and chip. That's where you're going to lose the most strokes. So you're only hitting a driver at most 14 times. So you're chipping and putting a lot more than that. You're putting 30 times at best? So you got to practice putting and chipping.
We're putting a lot more than that, Bubba.
Well, I was trying to give you
just want to let you know we're putting a lot more than that. D-Bud has a question for you.
We kind of talked about it, the team aspect
Yes.
of LIV, and I don't know specifically through your journey how many teams you played on golf up until that point, but how long did it take you to get used to that? Because golf is such an individual sport. Most of us play team sports up here, and some of those days when you may feel like shit or you don't have your best stuff, you got a teammate to kind of lean on and pick you up. So how long did it take you to get used to that aspect on the professional level?
Yeah, so it's interesting. High school golf is team. You have 5 guys, 4 scores count. So then when you go to college, same thing. 5 guys, 4 scores count. And so I've been at every level. I played on the team, and then Ryder Cup and President's Cup are our 2 biggest events throughout the year. And so for me, when they brought this to my attention about how people are following teams and that's where sports are going, it was a no-brainer for me. And then it go back to the mental side. For me, it was I get to help people. When I'm done playing and somebody's taken my spot and I'm still the owner, captain, and overseer of this team, I get to lay into these boys, trying to teach them, try to help them. Right now, Matthew Wolf's on my team, who went through some struggles. And so I've been able to put my arm around him and talk to him and show him, even younger than I went through it. He's even younger. So he's 26 years old. So I get to try to help him going forward. The team aspect, I know that now I'm playing for the guys next to me, so I'm going to not pout as much. I'm going to try to save as many strokes as I can. It might be a one over that day or over par that day, but it might be better than somebody else. So I've got to lead by example and show that I'm not a quitter, and I'm going to fight through even my struggles. But then at the same time, you're watching 3 other guys, and hopefully you're watching them and you learn from them or want to battle with them, especially our team championship at the end of the year is where it's match play. So yeah, you don't want to let them down. And now golf finally is like football. The guy next to you, if he's working 100% and you're working 100%, your team has a chance to pull it out or win that day.
Yeah, team Ryder Cup's always been sweet to watch.
Yeah, it's been
amazing. Golf aspect and the idea, who's up, who's down, who do we need, everybody rallying around it. And I think that was a fascinating thing whenever LIV launched that. Like, hey, we're going to make a solo sport, a single sport into a team sport as well. We think it'll be fun. Then obviously the music. I don't love it, the music, but I appreciate what it is. It's like a sign of hey, you can do golf differently. Then obviously the shorts, I think that was wild.
We went away from shorts, by the way.
Pants only?
Pants now in golf, unless it's over 90 degrees, but then it's still subjective. So basically pants.
Okay, so we went to the pants. So we're still evolving, trying to create this, which is kind of what D-Butch was saying in the entirety. We're not at the finished product of LIV. From what you understand of the inside workings of LIV, this is going to be, we got runway for this thing to continue to grow.
100%.
So the LIV PGA negotiations that have been chatted about, I don't know how much you know. I'm not going to ask you to be on the inside of a massive negotiation, international negotiation with a lot of political play as well. But do you think LIV would need a PGA partnership to continue, or is LIV saying we're going to continue for the next 10 years regardless of what happens?
LIV is here to stay. LIV's not going anywhere.
Okay.
The people behind LIV is it's not going anywhere. You're looking at changing culture. You're looking at changing the game itself. America is a small piece of our world, and golf is global, and golf is getting global more and more. So we're going to places that the PGA Tour is not, or European Tour is not. So we're trying to show golf in different areas. It's just like soccer or football is now played in the United States. We never really watched it until now, now it's shown on ESPN. We're watching, the Euro Cup and all these different things. So it's just sports is going global now. And so we're not battling the PGA Tour. The PGA Tour is here to stay as well. Our viewer, we have 30% of our people that show up to our events have never been to a professional golf event. So that means we are growing the game outside of the PGA Tour or outside of our country. And so that's what we're doing. We're trying to just show it in a different light and get more people to watch and play. And that's kind of what we're doing. And it's global and not just America.
Yeah, I appreciate that the mission is a lot different than how we view it. Because we're just like, where the hell is this? We have no idea where we can watch this. We know there's a lot of superstars over there. We're big fans of yours. We're big fans of Brooks. We're big fans of DJ. We're big fans of Rombo. We're big fans of Cam. Wolf, Oklahoma State kid? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, big fan of him. Like, there's a lot of guys we're big fans of, but we can't find it. For you guys, the mission isn't just like, hey, we need everybody in America watching this right now. Right now, we're trying to grow the game globally. We're trying to captivate audiences and maybe markets that haven't been touched before.
Yep.
And then inevitably, America's going to come, is the assumption.
That's the hope. That's the dream. You want it to. Do you need it to? Not right now, you don't, but you want it to happen. Yeah, 100%. F1's didn't have races before. Now it's got 3 races in the United States. We have a few events in the United States. We're coming here.
August 15th through the 17th.
And by the way, I'll give you a Pro-Am. Y'all want to play in the Pro-Am? I haven't asked anybody, but I'll make y'all play in the Pro-Am if y'all want to play in it.
Hey, I think I've quit the game, but some of the boys here.
Yeah, but you got a new swing now. Yeah. You're going to be chipping and putting.
You said my swing is ass.
That's why I said chip and putt.
Okay, all right, yeah, because we need to get to the green. Okay, August 15th through the 17th, you guys are going to come to Chatham Hills Golf Club,
yes,
which is a beautiful place. Mm-hmm. I assume every course you go to is beautiful. That's why golf is so awesome. Such beautiful views, such beautiful scenes, such a beautiful sport, which was why my goal was to get enough money to be able to go to a place. I wanted a gated neighborhood on water, golf cartable to 3 different golf courses. And that was just going to be that was it. That was going to be my retirement. That was going to be my entire life.
Is there a place like that exists?
You tell me.
The villages, old people.
That's where I'm trying to head to. That was the goal.
Puerto Rico,
that is literally where
yeah,
that's
in
where
Florida. The villages in Florida.
But it's somewhere. This exists somewhere.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico has a place. I was there it is basically what I've been looking for. But I quit the game. So now I don't know. Now I don't know what the future is. And with your motivational tactics you just tried to give me here, it wasn't the right play. You telling me it was ass was not going to challenge me to get better. It was the universe telling me I need to quit the sport for it.
I agree.
So me and Connor will definitely come to the Pro-Am. Foxy needs to be in that, though.
No one wants to watch me play in that.
Come on, Foxy.
AJ needs to be in this.
There you go.
AJ's a player, dude. This guy an actual player. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, Bubba, a question I've always had for professional golfers, does it help to almost be dumb out there or naive to everything going on around you? I feel like that's why, the weekend warrior golfer drinks 10, 12 beers, catches a little buzz, and he starts playing his best golf. Like, I feel like sometimes it's very easy for people to overanalyze every single aspect of their golf shot. Is that something that professionals struggle with?
100%. I think that the greats of the game know how to block everything out and focus or refocus if they get off for the first couple holes. That's one of my struggles is trying to get away from all the stuff behind the ropes. I've been able to do it a few times, but when you get in the zone, you don't even realize what people are saying, what people are wearing, or what people are doing. But most of the time I fail because I've only won 12 times on the PGA Tour, but lost 300 plus.
12. That's a dozen, brother.
Yeah, but I've lost, 300, 400 times. So mentally.
I was going to do the math there. Percentage on it. Hey, that's a good win.
But mentally, though, like Tiger Woods, Corey Pavin was my idol when it comes to mental stuff. He's an old player. I don't know if you know who that is.
I know the history of the sport. Please.
Exactly. And then now you got Scotty Scheffler. Scotty Scheffler looks like he's not even paying attention. He's barely talking to Teddy when he's out there. So.
Yeah. So you are trying to lock in.
You're trying to, because it's like you said, it's punters, it's pitchers. You're trying to stay in your moment and try to pull off that kick, that throw. You're trying to hit that swing. You're trying to get in the slot. You know.
Yeah. Come out of the pocket.
Get in the slot.
I want to get in that.
Yeah.
Bam, that looks good, man.
Thank you.
Look good.
Yeah, it's looking better.
Bubba, I already quit the game. I don't need to hear your shit. Go ahead, Connor. Also quit the game.
Yeah, I did quit the game. No point to play. But speaking of like kind of getting out of that mental rut, as a two-time Masters champion, when you see Rory kind of get it done this year at Augusta, obviously we all saw the massive, weight off his shoulders, the emotion after he finishes that Grand Slam. Watching it as someone who's been through that struggle of a 4-day bender in Augusta trying to win that green jacket, how did you feel? And is there like a community of green jackets who kind of were pumped and excited for Rory and welcomed him in to the clubhouse and everything like that? And could you relate to him as he did? Because I remember when you won your green jacket, it was a very emotional scene as well.
100%. When I won mine, I just adopted my son, my first child, 2 weeks before. And then when I won, I was thinking about me becoming a dad, and my dad passed away in 2010. And so just a lot of emotions of battling to get to where I was. And with Rory, yeah, it's a different kind of battle. I mean, he was up there. I mean, he was the cream of the crop. He's still the cream of the crop, but he was up there, had a chance to win the Masters a few times. Yeah, I sent him a text right away, told him how awesome it was to see. Very good player, very good, talented player. And he said, I can't wait to have a locker next to yours.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for Tuesday night dinner. That was his response.
How much do you guys judge how shitty the dinner's going to be by who the winner is? And is that already happening?
Yeah. Oh, that's been well, for me, it happens all the time. I try to eat before.
Oh, so you're not worried about their dinner?
Yeah, I don't care what they.
Oh, so this one was good this past year.
Scotty has the sliders, so it's got an appetizer. So he has the sliders, and this year he put the French fries on top of the sliders.
Oh, Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, so I was eating that all up.
Okay, so you're in there. A lot of wine too, right? In the kind of the Augusta thing.
Yeah, there's some guys. Yeah, that they provide it. Some guys drink it, some guys don't, and then some guys. Because the past champion has to pay for everything, so guys are getting bottles of wine and getting him to sign it, and so they can take it to their trophy case. And so it's just more money on the bill. Just
and there's I don't know the place. There's a wine thing down in the basement.
There's down underground. They have a lot of secret rooms around that place.
Is that right?
Yeah,
you didn't hear that from me though.
Okay. No, of course not. And I've never been there either. There's like some very expensive shit downstairs.
Oh yeah, they got some heavy duty stuff down there.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about.
They got some presidential stuff down there, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
they got some heavy.
From what I've been told, you never been there. How about the junior or the amateur
crow's nest?
Yeah. Crazy.
It's right above like Champions Locker. So it's right above Champions Locker. Yeah.
Yeah. So you would go through there, and then you would just go up there, and then you'd walk down around.
Yeah. There's I think there's 4 or 5 beds up there. But then there's like it's like it's like a dorm room.
Yeah,
it's like a dorm room. There's no
side.
Doors. Like you're just
a lot of research.
Just random. Yeah.
I just heard about this.
Well, that Bennett kid when the Bennett kid was in it a few years ago,
that's how we learned about it. There's a card game up there too. What's the card there? They have like a table set up for a card.
I wasn't good as an amateur, so I never got to stay up there.
Have you ever gone up there?
I've been up there, but I've never like stayed up there.
I think a Manning, the one that played for New York, destroyed a toilet up there.
Okay,
that makes sense.
So this year, I do know this year the amateurs got out of there on Tuesday. They stayed like Monday night, Tuesday night, and then they got out. Like they go stay somewhere else.
Yeah, they're twin beds.
Yeah, it's not comfortable. And then you want to go stay with your family. It's your first Masters as an amateur and all these things. So you want to go stay with your family and friends.
I do think LIV, talking about staying in the week before lead up, brought a lot of light to what life was like in the PGA Tour before LIV. that I don't think any of us knew about.
Nope.
About how much you could lose money, basically, even if you're a big star. And then I think, was it Jordan's dad did some rating bonus thing?
Yeah.
Because they're like not making a cut, losing a bunch of money, but showcasing your downfall basically every Thursday and Friday so that the ratings would go up so the PGA Tour would be making money. It was like a one-way contract basically.
Move the needle bonus.
Yeah, that was basically what it was.
I'm pretty sure like that is essential.
Yeah, and if you were featured and how much, and you get a bonus at the end of the season and everything like that.
Social clips of shots, like if it was you and they went and it had a bunch of impressions or views or whatever the hell.
I think Speed's dad was like a statistician or something like that.
The top 10 got paid that.
Bingo, yeah.
Yeah, we had no idea that PGA was like a one-way road though. Like
my last year on the PGA, I was top 10. I got a little bonus.
Hey, Bubba, must watch. It's because this pink driver would be out there. We knew that the boy was going to be sending some big shots. But I didn't know that was what the PGA Tour was for so long. Obviously, everybody's lucky to be a professional golfer, and they feel that. But we had no idea, like big stars potentially losing thousands, tens of thousands of dollars whenever they're not making a cut. We just assumed that was a part of a contract in that entire thing. So I think that was good whenever LIV came out, and I think that PGA Tour has changed because of that. I didn't know that was your guys' life in the PGA Tour.
Yeah, so you have to prove to earn, right? Like to make your money. And so I know of a player, now a caddy, Paul Tesori. I probably shouldn't have called him out, but he played on the PGA Tour. He went to University of Florida, got his PGA Tour card, missed every cut, 17 cuts in a row he missed. So he never made $1 that year. So think about it. If you're at, let's just make up a number back then. You're $1,500 a week to your caddy back then, and then your hotel. I mean, your flights, your food. If you have a trainer, if you have a coach. I mean, you're back then. You're probably five, six, anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 down. So 17 weeks of $10,000 down. I mean, you're in debt. You're like,
congrats, you're a professional golfer.
Yeah.
You've lost $200,000 on the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy to learn about. I think that is something that LIV kind of changed golf for the future, for the professional golf. The elevated events that started taking place with the more prize pools were good.
Yeah.
Do you feel, is there a sense of pride by you LIV guys that has happened?
Well, I mean, for me, he was asking about the team earlier. For me, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to be an entrepreneur, and for me to have a franchise, it's a golf franchise. I mean, it's a dream come true to be able to be in the sport like that and own a franchise. So yeah, I mean, I take pride in being able to think outside the box and do something different. And if it does help the PGA Tour players, great. Nobody's trying to hurt the PGA Tour players. Nobody's trying to hurt professional golf. We're trying to help professional golf and grow it around the world. And so, yeah, it's definitely better than it was for the PGA Tour players.
Yeah.
But it's still top heavy. I mean, the guys that are, now there's only 70 or 75 guys keep their tour card instead of 125. So there's things that they've changed positive and negative on all fronts. Same thing with LIV. We've changed things positive and negative. We're trying to figure it all out.
Q school still happen or no? And what does LIV have that's like that? Because I know there is a...
We have guys fall off. There's four, I think now 6 guys fall off our league. And so if you don't finish in the top 48, you fall off our league. There's a qualifier as of right now where one spot gets on to LIV. And PGA Tour has a qualifier.
Let's say, for instance.
Okay.
I hit this golf sim up here.
Okay. So you're back into golf.
This is a hypothetical.
For instance.
This is a hypothetical, Bubba. But let's say I figure out that slot. I hit that shallow, far from the deep end.
Chipping and putting.
Right down there. I can win a tournament and be in the LIV league?
100%.
Do you guys test for weed?
For you, no.
Okay. Maybe we do have a path. Maybe we do have a path to professional golf in this entire thing. I think like the U.S. Open, right? There's a qualifier for it.
Yep.
I always like that. Because I watched that Make It, Break It. It was on Golf Channel.
Big Break.
The Big Break.
Yeah.
I used to watch that. I love that.
Tony Finau. Yeah. Was on the Big Break.
Really?
Yeah.
He breaks some glass. I mean,
Exactly.
the controlling. I love that. But I also love the fact that you got an opportunity now to go
100%.
do it. But then people would lose their cards and then they'd get back in there.
Yep.
Feels like a grind. Let's talk about the schedule of the PGA and what your life was like. Now, LIV, obviously, Dustin Johnson has spoke about it. Hey, it's less work, more money. That is clearly a business model for Dustin Johnson and part of his decision making. You guys are on the road Tuesday through hopefully Sunday. How does that work?
Yeah, there's no more cuts, so we're there for the whole week. But I try to go in on Monday to get practice because nobody's out there. Even if I'm traveling overseas, I try to get in there a little bit early. Now that my kids are older, so now my kids come out and go to the tournaments with me. They're allowed on the range with me. They're allowed to do whatever. I'm the owner of the team, so they're allowed to ride with me wherever I want to go.
I'm Jerry Jones.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, hey, our team sucks, but we're trying to.
We got a great logo.
Yeah, exactly. The logo's the key.
Half the battle, yeah.
And so, I love it. We have time off. PGA Tour quit having time off. We started going year round. And so being able to spend time with my kids and watch them play sports is a dream come true. And they love watching me play golf. My son's getting old enough now, he can walk all 18 holes and follow me. And so it's a blast out there, like going to Spain and London. We're going to stop over in Rome, let him see Rome for a couple days. And
wow.
Yeah, so I love it. But now going back to the PGA Tour schedule, there was 40 events. For me, you pick your top 20 courses you believe fit your game. And so then you can do that. But now on LIV, it's tougher because you got 14 weeks. You have to play in all 14. No matter if all courses suck for you or all courses are good for you, you have to change your game and try to figure out your game and how you can play and attack each course, even though it might not be the courses you want to play at. And on the PGA Tour, out of 40, you can find some that you can play well and perform at so you can keep your card.
Okay, you said you're walking, your oldest, or walking the course. What happened to hovercraft? What happened to the hover thing?
Insurance.
Oh, yeah.
That's dangerous. That thing's dangerous, man.
Hard to stop?
No, it stops quick. That's the problem. No seatbelts. Yeah. 9 inches of air. So when you let off the gas, that thing just drops and it just digs in the ground. It's a paperweight. If you're over water, you better not let go.
You're going on.
You better keep holding that gas.
The Golf Boys? Is that what it was? I think
Golf Boys, yeah.
What a time.
I'm thinking about going solo. I've been thinking about this. I still have my overalls.
You look great in them.
Yeah.
Do you still have the hovercraft?
I can probably pull it out of the garage.
You got any bars? Because didn't you guys sing and rap in this?
Oh yeah.
You've been writing songs?
I've always got ideas in my head. Remember, I told you I got mental issues. There's always things.
That was a great moment. Golf has been fantastic. You've been one of the trailblazers of it. Ty has a question for you.
Speaking of courses that kind of fit your style, going back to Augusta, do you feel like anytime you show up there, are you in the mindset like, hey, I have a chance to win this week? Like, I always look at a guy like Boom Boom Couples who, no matter how old he gets, come Saturday, he made the cut. He's 1 under. Now he's getting older, so he might, shoot 78, 80 on Saturday and Sunday. But when you go back to Augusta, no matter how you're playing, do you always feel like, hey, if I have it going, early here, like I have a shot to win another green jacket?
100%. And Freddie is my example. You'll see Freddie's name somewhere on that leaderboard the first couple days. And maybe he wakes up too early and he can't tee off at 2 o'clock the next day because that's his nap time. But he's always up there, right? And so I always believe there's not much rough there, so I believe I can hit crazy shots and get out of the trees. This year is the first time ever I led the field in putting, and it happened to be at the Masters this year. I've been working hard on my putting and changing things, but I can remember 4 shots that cost me anywhere from 6 to 8 shots, and those would, I'd be about second place, third place, somewhere in there, and challenging for the win.
Man, that's golf, isn't it? I'm happy to hear you go through this as well.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's golf right there. If I didn't hit it, that probably and that changes everything because that is golf.
But it's like we talked about Rahm. If that ball hits soft or a little bit more to the right on 17, he might tap in birdie, and now it's a whole different animal, right?
Yes.
But it bounced into the water. And so it's the same thing. I hit a ball in the water on 16. I hit a ball in the water on 13 on my drive. So those are the 2 that I know of. But there's 4 swings that I went back and looked at that cost me a chance for a top 3 or battling for a win.
Seeing what you just said is why me and Connor quit the sport.
Yeah, exactly. No
Come
thanks.
back, boys.
I mean, there's a chance that I can get back in a league. I didn't know there was a chance I could get into a professional golfer. I've been a professional wrestler, professional soccer player,
baseball,
professional football player, professional baseball player.
WWE. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. It's going global now.
Oh, yeah. It always has been.
Okay, but think about if the NFL Network only showed 10 NFL teams, right? Like, we're talking about a global sport. So PGA Tour is America, and LIV is trying to go worldwide. I mean, every sport now is going worldwide because there's other opportunities out there. Football's going in Germany now. Mexico, London.
Germany had like 2 million people waiting in the queue, or a million people waiting.
That's what I'm saying. And golf is... People are waiting.
I saw that Australia clip, right? Wasn't that Australia?
Adelaide. What's the best stop you've been on that's kind of surprised you? on the list.
Adelaide is bigger and bigger. I mean, we're at a 50,000 people a day. I mean, and we're talking about the ropes. Some of the ropes are on the fairway. I'm like, how am I going to hit this fairway? I'm going to hit these people. But I think
Australians are down with it.
Yeah, they love their sport down there, and all they want to do is shoeies. I just want to win so I can do a shoey. I don't want to do a shoey, but I just want to win.
Yeah, for the people to do a shoey. Yeah, it's very nice of you. You're one of the guys. I just got shown a video that I did not know existed. You had a jetpack as well? We're talking about the hover. You had a jetpack?
It wasn't legal in the United States, just for the record.
So internationally?
I think they tested it in New Zealand.
Is that you? That's not you.
Tom Cruise?
I do my own stunts, guys. I eat popcorn. I literally eat popcorn.
Right. So does Tom Cruise.
Yeah, so does TC, Bubba.
So does Tom Cruise, Bubba.
There was no butter on that popcorn. You could tell that was fake.
What?
Don't need butter.
You're a butter guy. I can tell.
I didn't get butter this morning, but I am a butter guy.
He was having popcorn at 7:30 this morning in honor of Tom Cruise.
Yep. Amen.
Okay, so have a little bit of respect, Bubba. I didn't know you were in a jetpack. These exist? Did you
Not
feel
in the
safe
United States. It's illegal in the United States.
Did you feel
Let me
safe?
make sure I say that again. It's illegal.
Did you feel safe in that? Did you fly in that?
No, I'm scared of everything. I play golf for a living. I walk for a living.
That seems pretty easy getting in and out of that thing for every shot you have.
I mean, it's not about the golf. It's more about the look, right? It's style.
Right. You're right.
You got to.
I'll tell you what. You have a helmet on. Take the helmet off. Pull the club.
Got a whole like amusement.
But
park
at the same
It'd be hard to land in the trees where
But
we're
at
going
the
to be.
same time, you want to do it, right?
Definitely. Yes.
Oh,
I've been looking for a jetpack for years.
You'll
brother.
play golf again if that was the case.
You know what? Maybe
2 holes.
If I could throw the ball, maybe that is what I would do. That thing ain't gonna be able to land where I am. I just talked about the trees. That shit ain't gonna be. That's a fairway golfer. Good for you.
Yeah, but you take a drop. I mean,
Certainly.
you fly that thing over the green.
I would get a little club.
Yep.
Out of the sky, let that thing drop down like one of those. Whenever they do the ball drop on the green at those golf
from the
outings or whatever. From the hell,
yeah.
That's what I would be like. Bubba, you're an innovator, brother. The brain always going. I love that you're running your own business. Good for golf. Let's head over to Hammer. Ton Diggs has a question for you.
Yeah, Bubba, there's been a lot of talk about on our show about the difference between regular season and playoff and the atmosphere for that. And then there was a lot of talk at Quail Hollow, kind of that it's a regular season PGA stop. And a lot of people were upset that a regular season PGA stop was a major course. What is the main difference between a regular season event versus a major as far as the course go and the atmosphere goes? And then the upcoming, our hometown, we got Oakmont coming up. How's the setup for Oakmont?
Well, first of all, they're going to change the course a little bit. They're going to set it up tougher. They added tees. I mean, there was a bunch of holes over 500 yards, which I thought was silly. Number 9 was one of the toughest holes they play on the regular season. And then to add, I think, 40 or 50 yards was crazy. The rough is up. The greens are firmer, tougher pin placements. So they're going to trick it up as much as they can. But then the atmosphere, the knowing what it is, going into it, you're trying to win a major for the first time, second time, third time, whatever it is. The media hype behind it is really where it just starts going in your head and your energy level, and you start getting pumped up. But yeah, they definitely trick the course up as much as they can. I mean,
is that how you guys describe it? Trick it up?
They trick it up. Yeah, I mean it's
putting these trick pins in this shit.
But it's the only sport we keep changing the field, right? There's no other sport. You're not changing 3-point line is the only thing we've changed in 50 years of basketball. So, Pebble Beach plays at the same place, but Pebble Beach when it's a U.S. Open, nobody says it's just a regular. It's Pebble Beach. I mean, it's hard as can be when they set it up, and I think that's the same thing they did with Charlotte. Oakmont is crazy, even on a regular day. Oakmont with the rough up. I finished 5th there in 2007 when Angel Cabrera won, and the rough felt like it was a foot deep. There was nothing.
That's Pittsburgh, brother. Yeah,
there was nothing you could do. And now there's no trees there. Like they've changed the trees. You can see the whole golf course now, but they're still going to have the high rough. Without rain, it's going to be firm and fast, like links golf, but then with high rough. So yeah, they're gonna, like I said, we call it tricking it up. They're gonna put the pins in crazy places where you're gonna have to missing the green sometimes is better than hitting the green because of the chip's gonna be easier than a long putt.
We knew these majors were tricking, didn't we? Yeah, we knew they were out there tricking it up. Bubba, you said you've been working on your putting, and then there's a potential pro-am here at Chatham Hills Golf Club, August 15th through the 17th, LIV Golf event. Welcome to Indiana, by the way. I don't know where Chatham Hills is. That in Indianapolis?
I have no idea.
I think it's
the
Zionsville,
Carmel.
Yeah, up north.
Nice area.
It's
one of the
it's for us. It's here. It's in Indianapolis.
Yeah,
I mean,
Indianapolis. It's in
it's here.
Indianapolis.
It's close enough.
It's north of Indianapolis in Westfield. Okay, Westfield.
Okay.
Beautiful
Just for the
area.
record, there will be goats on the driving range.
For you?
We always bring goats, like Chicago, and now we're here, so we're going to bring some goats in. So we have a petting zoo on the golf course. Oh man, it's
Little
the best.
miniature goats or full size goats?
I think they're all small, right? But no, there is miniature. We had miniature in Chicago.
You guys should sacrifice.
Right, okay. Maybe I'll get turn the team around. Maybe turn the team around. Yeah.
Kids, you want to buy some goat meat?
Yeah. Slit one throat for a victory for the range goat.
Drink some of the blood.
That's a layup.
In Adelaide, we had on the 6th hole, we had like there's a party hole.
Yeah.
And then on the 6th hole this year was like the family, the kids party hole. And I think we had 12 goats. So there was like a petting zoo of goats. And so that was their party hole, the kids party.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you guys are trying to make it.
Yeah, so we met the range goats. We brought it out ourselves and we.
How do you feel about the music? How do you feel about the music?
I think live, you've been to some events.
Yep.
Live, I think it's okay. On TV, it doesn't mesh well on TV. If there's a way to get TV, no music, but live, it's fine.
Yeah,
You've been to a few of them?
For sure. I mean, the environment, I feel like it's kind of more upbeat.
Good vibe.
Yeah, and it's
It's
still
younger.
If you're around the golf, you still respect, they're teeing off and doing putting and shit, but like, it's Golf Below. They got little stations set up in different places for different vibes, different setups, concessions, or whatnot. But I like that. I enjoy it. I'm a guy that's newer to golf. I got into golf like 2-3 years ago, so it was great for me to just have another option. Obviously, I want to see the best players playing against each other every week, but it's definitely a different version of golf, and it's kind of how I play golf. I'm out with the boys. We got speakers. We're drinking. We're doing our things. So
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
definitely a different vibe for sure.
Definitely. I can't golf without music, personally.
Yeah.
Can't.
But
I
you
don't-
hate music.
Yeah, I just don't want to hear. I love DJ Khaled.
Yeah.
I don't need him screaming "We the best" as somebody is trying to, make a tournament-winning putt.
It doesn't translate to TV. That's the issue.
No, that is true. 100%.
It's hard for me to be like, oh, this is serious when it's my playlist being played while Rambo Bombo's about to throw his club into the damn.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think there's a couple things that golf has gotten right. Like, hey, golf has gotten right, but I do like that they're exploring the space and we're trying to kind of make it bigger. And
What'd you think about TGL? Did you watch it?
I thought it was good. I'm interested to see how season 2 will go because
they added the Motor City Machine Guns.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
but not
powerhouse.
till 27.
Oh, so they're saying it's going to be
You
2
gotta
more
read the
years?
fine
Yeah.
print.
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
They got to get the team together. It's
league's
got
got to be around for that. It might not even pop up. So
Well, that's what we were saying. Actually, I was pumped that it got another season.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever I heard Motor City Machine Guns are going to get a team,
That's the name?
yeah.
Tentatively, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
MC.
thought it was like the Motor City hot dogs or something dumb like that.
No.
No, you're talking about the Weenie Mobile race.
it's got
that's
a year.
happening.
It might change. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was 2027 because
Oh, yeah.
I heard 2020 next season is what I thought. I'm like, congrats to TGL, we got another year, is what I thought. You're saying they're saying we got at least 2 more years of this, which I think is good. I enjoyed it. I think it had a lot of opportunity. Is that how you're feeling?
But I think that it had great opportunities. It had a great concept. I think that, but how are we going to do it if it's the same in the same building and the same shots? And I heard rumor they're trying to build one somewhere else right now. But if it's in the same area, same shots, how are we going to change it up? And like I'm a part of it, how are we going to change it up? But
golf.
I would
golf.
go.
We'll say we too.
I would go. You might have to get some celebrities in there. See some Shanks. I mean, you got to try to get something in there. Golfers that are not as good. You want some Shanks in there. You want to. I mean, Tiger shanked one, I think, right?
Guy bladed one early.
Yeah.
That was
Not Billy Ho, brother. Best TGL player of all time.
Won a championship.
Hang
didn't
his
he?
tarp.
Yeah, he did.
They do need to have more than one course, though. You're right.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
it's the same shot. So viewing it week after week, it's like, I've seen them do this shot.
What do you want to do?
100 times
What,
already.
windmills in front of the thing?
Sure.
Be better.
Or
Oh, so Bubba's like,
Change it up.
yeah, actually,
Yeah.
that would be a good idea.
randomized.
Yeah, make it like a putt-putt operation. Like, can you even get to the screen to get to the course?
And I was worried. I was really worried about technology. How is technology going to, work instead of have glitches? But I think it worked pretty well.
Our sim is the worst.
Yeah,
of all
it's
time.
terrible.
Yeah,
The worst.
It's not even a sim. It's just a screen.
It's just I just hit into a blank screen.
Blank canvas.
Don't even turn the computer on because I know it's not going to work. Is that how yours is?
No, mine's good at the house.
Yeah, that's because you got that LIV
bet.
money. Now
Yeah, I
let's
got
talk. Let's talk a little bit about August 15th through 17th as LIV Golf makes its debut in Indianapolis, Indiana.
I think y'all should go live out there. Just do this show live out there.
Bubba, you're a businessman, as am I. There's a chance. Okay, the conversations are open. We are open for.
Well, we're starting the conversation today.
Okay, Crown Prince, God bless him. Would also like to talk to him.
I just now like LIV Golf and music. Music is great.
Not bad actually.
actually plays.
Yeah, Morgan Wallen's new album just running right through.
37 of them.
37 songs.
Actually 35.
Yeah,
I remember correctly. Somebody
interlude-
yesterday said 35.
Yeah,
I watched the show, guys.
Yeah, I think it's actually 36 because I thought there was
An intro.
There is not an intro.
An outro.
There's just an interlude. So it's 36 songs. All of them are currently on the top 50, top 100, whatever it is. Good for him. Absolute wagon. Shouldn't he just? I don't know. Just as a business person, we could save some of these, can't we, for another album?
Yeah, maybe 3 albums.
Yeah, people are putting out like 8-song albums.
Yeah.
He probably tour this for the next 20 years, though.
I agree, and he probably will. But if he was to put out a 20-song album, people would be like, holy shit, this guy's got 20 songs? Old buddy just put out 7 songs last week and thought it was a big deal. And then he could drop a 17-song album on the back end of that. I just think because of how he sings and how I think he just is going to pump out maybe 1,000. Is he going to have 1,000 bangers? Is that what the goal is?
I mean, I guess.
Because he's young.
Yeah.
And just like golf, you can do that.
Yeah, he's on his way.
You can do that long. He's going to have 1,000 bangers.
Well, there's going to be demand, too. I mean, people will listen to this album, but then in like 2 years, it's going to be like.
But what if his next album only has like 9?
But that would be a normal ass album.
Exactly. You're gonna be like, well, where are the other ones?
Hey, brother, you're missing 30 songs here. But there's a chance he has 1,000. Think about the song catalogs that people are selling right now. People are getting like 200, 250 million for their catalogs, 300 million for the catalogs. If he has 500 songs that are all bangers, he's gonna be.
Really?
Congrats, dude. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Keep pumping out 37. I mean, just 37 hits. I don't know how he does it. Now, speaking of hits. I very rarely hit the green. But if I get to the green, I can't putt for shit. We put this in here to try to tempt me into becoming a better putter. Okay? It's right here. Walk across it every single day. Get some putts up. To your point, I hate it. I don't do it because there's 7 balls out there. I'll miss every single one. You should not, though. Bubba, if you make 5?
You got a lefty putter?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Is 5 a good number, you think?
Got to be a ping. Do you have a ping?
We don't have a ping. Okay.
Lifetime deal with ping, man. I got to use ping.
You got to deal with ping. What is the
Lifetime. Make sure you say lifetime.
Lifetime?
That's awesome.
All right, how about this? Will you be able to putt with this?
The unduffable?
Do we have?
I'll just putt with a wedge.
How about this?
What is that, the alien wedge?
I was watching the Golf Fix. Thank you very much. Had pool tubes. It was underneath my pool noodles underneath my arms. It was 2:15 a.m. and they put the unduffable on the screen. And I said, "Shit, I duff all the time. I'm gonna buy that." Guess what you can do with this?
3 easy payments.
You can. Well, yes, and also you can duff, Bubba. I've accomplished the impossible mission.
Did you get your money back?
No.
You're about to say Mission Impossible. Sorry, man.
Yeah, that's why you need to stop with Tom
I did
Cruise
stop because he didn't eat the popcorn.
He did.
No, he did. Let's
Yes,
watch
he
it again.
did.
Cue it up.
Hold on. So you literally can't putt without a. Do we have a fucking?
I don't think we have a ping.
I could have sworn
man,
we
you
have
don't
a
have a
lefty
ping.
putter, though.
We do have a lefty putter.
A lifetime deal. Boom. Right ping on.
Yeah, just bleep it out.
Okay, boom.
5, you think? 5? I don't know. You want to roll one? Yeah, they're paying golf balls just for that.
Nice shoes.
Those are sick.
Those are sweet shoes.
Yeah, damn.
Do you want to calibrate one first, or do you want this to count? Let me see.
Count it.
Smooth butter, man.
Count? All right. Okay.
Smart. Let's see.
Good. He said, "Yeah, we're
Yeah, let's
good."
see.
Yeah. Okay, you got to make.
Ooh.
Okay, Tone Diggs and Hammer Downtown just said, "Do you gamble with Phil?"
Do I?
Yeah.
I don't gamble.
Smart. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that play a lot.
Phil stopped gambling too.
I mean, this is easy.
Did he?
This is easy. Okay, how about this
Yeah,
then?
AJ.
Why?
No, I'm gonna put it over here.
Okay.
Oh,
It's the unduffable. Please have a little respect
and
for
it's
it.
righty.
He said, "I'm gonna give it to Duffer." Okay, so there's 5 balls there. What is a good number here for you to make? 3 with this?
What? No way.
Chipping.
It's chipping. Oh.
Okay, so 2. You got to go 2 out of these next 4 here. You go 2 out of there. Hold on, Bubba. Hold on. Jeez.
In the groove.
Darius is going to be at the Pro-Am, I assume, at Chatham Hills.
Absolutely.
AJ will also do the Chatham Hills Golf Club Pro-Am, right, AJ?
I'll do it, yeah.
We're making
Why not?
decisions for Liv right now.
Yep.
Oh, no. Uh-oh. I was going to say, if you make 2 out of this final 4, I'll play in the thing, but... Yep. Great news. All right.
Nope.
Well, we're not growing the game. Thank God I don't have to play in that thing. I quit the game. I quit the sport.
Yeah.
I was going to have to actually...
His tucker wedge sucks.
No, it's not the wedge.
Unduffable.
It's unduffable, too. Have a little respect. I bought that off the Golf Channel. Okay? They wouldn't put that on the Golf Channel if it wasn't the real deal.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see you suck with it, too. I suck with it. You suck with it. We whack the wood.
Exactly. Defense. All about defense.
All right, Bubba. Thank you for coming out here. You're going to a Fever game tonight?
I hope so.
Is that tonight?
Yeah, it is tonight. Yeah.
She's electrifying.
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable.
She
stepped. So I believe she's. My wife played in the WNBA. She played 4 years pro basketball, but it's Steph Curry. She's Steph Curry. She's doing things. She's running. She's hitting shots. She's hitting a half court shot or just inside half court shots at ease. I have to heave it to get it that far.
Yeah. And
It's
her teammates
amazing.
are awesome, too. This year, the team is
their team is-
Yeah, Leah Boston, obviously great. Kelsey Mitchell. DeWanna Bonner.
Yeah.
She just became a record holder.
Third all-time leading scorer.
Yeah, they got a good team. New coach, Stephanie White, I believe is her name. She's from Indiana.
From Connecticut. Yeah, Connecticut Sun, former head coach.
Yeah, now she's from Indiana. She's back
Missed it.
here coaching the team. It's like I think in that place will be packed out.
Yeah.
Every place that she goes to, packed out. She's like the Beatles. She is literally the Beatles.
Yeah,
They're going
amazing.
to bigger venues so that she can come to town. Now, congrats to the WNBA. I hope you have a good time tonight. Because you sucked with the unduffable, I am not committing to anything in August, and that's great news. But D-Butt and AJ will definitely be there, Bubba.
Yeah. Perfect. Let's do it.
All right.
That'd be more fun with them anyway.
Fuck off. Bubba, hold on. Bubba.
Unduffable.
Oh, here it is. Get the
You
slot.
should just blast one.
There it is.
No,
would be kind of
that's
sweet.
so far right.
You should just fucking blast one.
You won't do it.
Try to hit this camera that's looking right at you.
The camera.
Hit that camera.
What am I, front foot here, right?
You show me.
Bubba, you're the golfer.
That swing you just did would be so far.
Yeah, you want to miss left. You don't want to miss right.
You're here with it. You gotta come.
Who?
You're here with it. You gotta come across your body.
Mm.
Gotta get them hips to move, man. They look tight.
I just fucked up the face. This is a terrible idea, Bubba.
Yeah.
Aim for the net.
No, you got it. Just see it.
Yeah.
Oh, hit it hard. Just full.
Right into the crow's nest.
Where are you going with
Yeah,
it?
crow's nest.
You try to go over that camera.
All right, I'm zoomed
Over
out.
the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hammer it.
Oh, that's easy.
Just put a dent in the wall.
Malarkey.
Yeah. Just blast it.
Front foot, Bubba.
Yeah.
Yeah. Practice swing first.
Send this thing.
Oh my gosh.
Boom.
That was a heck of a shot.
Good.
That was straight.
Good contact.
Dang it, no, you don't know me. You don't know me. That was unduffable.
Yeah. And it worked.
It's tight line, too.
I don't see a hole either.
Maybe I'm back.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Guess who's back?
When's the qualifier for you guys' league? When's the qualifier for you guys?
It's in December.
All right, I got time.
Okay.
It's middle of football season. That's going to be tough. What day of the week?
Monday.
Okay. Before Monday Night Football in December, playoff football, I qualify for a golf league. Let's go, Foxy. Let's go. Is it still raining outside? Still raining outside?
You're not a golfer if you're worried about the weather, man.
Okay, so we got 2 holes out back. Thanks.
Boom.
Can't wait to see you hit them.
Yeah, can I ask Bubba on that
You
note?
got a golf
quick
course
question?
across the street, too.
Yeah.
Well,
not
who's got a
member.
question? Sorry.
Foxy does. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is actually a selfish question on that note, Bubba. Let's say you're 75 yards out, all right, pretty straight shot, pretty simple, straightforward. How many balls is it going to take you to make one shot? Because I've been doing this for about 8 months back there, and I can't make a single one.
Longer than that.
Well, I mean, there's so many factors. It's going to take me What? How long have you been trying to do it?
8 months, let's say.
I'm gonna say 4 for me then.
4 months?
Yeah.
I thought one day. What
I
about
thought a couple hours.
Am I known for my wedges?
30 balls.
How many hole-in-ones do you have?
You're known for being a dog.
6.
6 hole-in-ones in
Yeah.
competition or in practice?
Total. A couple in competition, but total is 6.
First one was how old?
It was 2010
When did you start playing?
when I was 6.
Jesus. I got no shot.
No.
Guy's got 6 since he's 6 years old.
I don't know.
Not
I mean,
live.
Bruce had one his first year of playing.
My
so-
dad could barely break 100, and he had one with a 3-wood from 189. Sliced a 3-wood in there, and he used to run his mouth to me all the time about how I got a hole-in-one.
Did it count on par 3 courses?
Yeah, it counts for anytime you make a hole-in-one.
On the sim?
Yeah, because the sim's hard to make one. You made one on a sim? Fist bump.
X golf.
Congratulations.
Had a witness too.
Congrats,
Oh,
Steve.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
there.
Where was it
I got
at?
on video actually. Here, Noblesville, X golf.
X Golf.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know about it. Yeah.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, he's actually an investor in X Golf.
Bubba told me it counts.
It definitely does. What if you're just hitting 100 shots from one tee box at a hole? Is that more of a chip in or a hole in one?
No, well, if it's not a real golf course, it doesn't count as a
Well,
hole
it is a real golf course. Thank you. Please, it's outside back here.
Thunderdome Golf Course.
Yeah, it's 2 holes.
There's the tee box.
2 holes, 1 tee box.
We get tired after 2. We got to.
Well, and we're not walking to. Here he is. Here he is. Here he is.
That was yesterday.
Was it really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every day he has one of those. Golf gods are not blessing old Foxy.
No, not at all.
How many
can
do
we
you
get
hit
the
a day?
greens master out here?
A small
Good
bucket is
Lord.
about 50 balls.
Those greens
Really?
got craters in it. It looks like the fake moon.
I think the turf needs sand.
I'll
I'd say-
get Russ on it. We need to get those treated with
Guy's
some
name's
sand.
Russ Green. Handles the greens, celebrity
Yeah.
greens. He's great. He came out here 2 days, had the boys on it.
Yep.
We got 2 back here.
Gosh,
We got 2 back here, Bubba.
that's disgusting.
I know. I saw him when we came in.
All right, quick.
Something like
So
that.
you're gonna hit some? Sweet. You have your clubs?
No, but I can. Yeah, I think I do actually. We just landed, so yeah, I got them.
Okay.
Boom.
All right,
Guys,
that's where
bye.
we're headed. Look for a video here in a matter of moments of Bubba probably putting one in here, if I had to guess. Quick predictions. Tonight's games, NHL. Panthers, Hurricanes.
Panthers.
Yes.
Timberwolves, Thunder.
Oh my gosh, this is a good one. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. I think it's going to be Timberwolves.
Yep.
Okay. That's in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
And
7.5
Anthony
point
Edwards
dog?
is a beast.
He's a dog.
It's a real deal.
He's
And I'm
old
not
school.
saying that
Yeah,
Oklahoma
Georgia
City
guy.
doesn't have a dog, but he is. This guy's on fire. I'm telling you, he's kin to Michael Jordan somehow.
He's awesome to
They
watch.
look alike.
Good nephew.
And they play.
Yeah,
Very
they jump
similar.
alike. They're
Yeah, he is. And he is an old school player. You know, you talk to J.R. Smith, talked to us, golfer. J.R. Smith.
yeah.
He's trying to.
went back to college, you know.
Yeah, he's in college currently. He's a senior. He's a captain of the team, I think. He's trying to get down to a 0. He said by the end of the season, he'll probably be scratch golfer or whatever, try to qualify for the U.S. Open. He absolutely loves the game.
Yeah.
He said for Anthony Edwards, like, they need to just let him do mid-range, take it to the rack, do whatever the hell he wants as opposed to overcoaching him. He's like an old school player. I think that's why all the OGs love Anthony Edwards. And I think that's why we, competitors, athletes, love Anthony Edwards, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's a dog. He can lead that team.
Yeah.
But that Oklahoma City place.
Randall's not too bad either, though. Randall's helped him out. Randall's helped him out quite a bit.
Let's go to the Knicks fan, Matt Brown. Hey, Bruce, how do we feel about Julius Randle playing for the Minnesota Timberwolves?
Absolutely love him. He's one of my favorite Knicks players of all time. He came here when no free agents wanted to go to the New York Knicks, and he basically built us into what we are today. Wish nothing but the best for him. And I do think that as a number 2 option behind Ann Edwards, they can take the Thunder to 7 games and maybe get it done.
Okay, we got even a prediction from Bruce. I like that. I like everything about that. How do you feel about Pacers Knicks?
I'm going Pacers, and the reason why I'm going Pacers
August
is because
15th, live event out here.
because Halliburton is unbelievable. Like, it's unorthodox. It doesn't look right, but it gets done.
Yes.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
He's flashy.
Yeah.
Flashy runs, showman. He's got merch at WWEshop.com right now.
But it reminds me of Sean Marion. Remember when he used to shoot 3-pointers? It didn't look right, but he's like, he would make it. That's about what it looked like.
Good shot.
That's what it looked like. He made
Hope
it.
you're happy, Bubba.
Right here.
Hope you're happy, Bubba. That's on you.
I can't believe that happened.
Jeez.
That was nuts.
That was
Thanks a lot,
That was
Bubba.
more Cat Williams, I think.
All right, Bubba. He was
Williams.
knocking those down.
It moved
Yeah, he's got bunch.
Check back. chest pass, splash with lethal. Cat Williams is a shooter. Right
He's
now.
really?
Yes. Yes, you better watch if he comes to golf. When's that thing? December?
Did you lower the goal?
No, he's
Cat Williams. He got him up there.
Was he lethal shooter? Was that what,
Yeah. Isn't he short?
Yes.
That's why I was just asking. That's a fair question.
No, it's not. Cat
How is that
Williams
not
is a beast. He was with lethal. You know who lethal shooters? Oh, Bubba.
content creator.
He
He's
would
a
put
bucket.
He would make a he makes like little gummy bears into like the top of water bottles. That's how good of a shooter he is.
Really?
Yes, real deal. You should look him up.
I'm gonna look him up.
Lethal shooter.
Lethal shooter.
He should focus on golf.
Oh.
I think he'd probably be able to figure that out.
Sounds like it might be too late.
Who do you think is best sport that turns into golfers naturally? Hockey players, I think, very good. Shooters in basketball, normally pretty good.
Baseball.
Yeah, baseball. Baseball pitchers.
Smoltzy.
Yeah, Smoltzy. Yeah.
They're always in it at Tahoe.
Mark
They always have time off. They
That
throw
too.
what, once every 2 weeks?
Yeah. Good point. Yeah.
Here's Lethal Shooter's last one. Toothpick into a straw. I understand it now. He misses on purpose. Then he makes it.
Oh. So second try.
It's always. I understand it now.
Impressive.
Dane doesn't.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, Lethal Shooter. Welcome to the world.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go do a trick shot out back where you're going to make
do
a
it.
75-yard shot. In the rain, in the wind. You're not a real golfer. You
First take.
Boom.
That'd be awesome.
That would be so cool.
Dude, I understand it now. Yeah.
AJ, you think first take for Bubba?
Yeah,
No.
absolutely. I mean, I don't know what the conditions are like there, but I assume he can work it out.
It's drizzling. It's a little breezy.
It was gusted when we came in today.
It's Indiana. You need to know that for August 15th through 17th, it's going to be windy here.
Yep.
Always windy here in Indiana. I was a punter drafted out here.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. So played for the Colts. Punting, a lot of wind. Did not know that when I got here it was just
Was it
windy.
indoors?
So we had a dome possibility, but Jim Irsay liked to showcase also that he could take that top off and the window off. So it actually became a wind tunnel. So I was considered a dome punter by other punters and kickers, but we potentially had the worst setup in all of football for about 3/4 of the season. So I got the dome in December, which was
Phenomenal.
great news. But it's always windy in Indiana because how flat it is.
So it created the eddy effect, the wind.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah, so at Augusta, when it comes down 13 and goes to 12 and 11, it creates an eddy effect. So like sometimes you feel it's downwind and then seconds later it's into the wind. So that's probably what happened.
Yeah,
eddy effect.
Eddie came into Lucas Oil fucking every time they opened that side window.
Exactly.
The Eddie effect was all about that thing. Is that Amen you're talking about?
Yeah.
What? How'd you ever hit a hole in one down there?
No. I made one on a practice round on 16, but I've never made one in the tournament. Made one in the par 3 tournament.
Does that count?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's in the tournament. There's a trophy and everything. It counts.
Hell yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
My son, it was 67 yards, hole 4. My son goes, Dad, you don't have that shot. One hopped it and knocked it in. I said, hey, I got it now. And he goes,
Just a dramatic.
Yeah, he's like,
he needs to do that every hole.
Exactly.
We need a kid on the bag. Dad, this ain't it.
This ain't you.
This is the worst hole. They're forcing you to play this course. It's not good for your play. All right, let's get out of here. Bubba, we appreciate you.
Yeah.
Boys, great work today. AJ, great work. Tone over there and Hammer. Todd. Great work. Boys in the back. I can't wait to go watch him hit these balls.
Please make one, Bubba.
I can't wait to watch this.
Yeah.
Those greens.
Tough greens, brother.
Yeah, they're barely green.
Tough greens. All right, be a friend, tell a friend something nice might change your life. We're in this thing together. Team on me.
Oh. I didn't know I was part of the team.
You fucking are, buddy.
Yeah.
Aren't you trying to promote team stuff anyways?
Oh.
Team on me. You have anything to say?
No, go Goats.
Go Goats.
Go Goats.
Yeah.
Sacrifice one.
Or two.
No.
Fuck it. 10 of them.
Yeah.
Whatever gets the Goats on top. We hope that happens. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team. Goodbye.